Greetings and salutations, viewers. It's Todd Edwards standing alongside my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, as we come to you tonight from West York High School as we are here on Youth Night. And as you can see, a lot of the young players and the cheerleaders are getting their opportunity pregame to run out on the playing field. This playing surface is probably one of the few grass fields left in and around the YIAA, which was kind of unique. I was down there pregame and just walking the field. I don't get a chance to walk on grass fields too often. It's kind of a rarity.
Yeah, it's a little different. Gives you that old school feel. They do a great job of maintaining their grass and, making sure everything's cut and, football ready. Really excited tonight to watch York Suburban versus West York. We're going to give a quick intro to the game in a few minutes. And Todd, you can go ahead and lead off with some of the game notes.
Well, as the fans can see and hear right now, the West York Bulldogs are making their way out on the playing field. They come into tonight's game with an 0-3 record, taking on the visiting York Suburban Trojans, who come into tonight's game with a 2-1 record, Dew.
Yeah, West York is desperately looking for a win. They're a talented team. They have some playmakers on their team. Didn't have a chance to put everything together. The key for West York is putting 4 quarters together. They have spurts where they play very well, but they haven't had an opportunity to, get that win. And as you said, they're on I believe, a 17-game
losing streak.
17-game losing streak.
Maybe they can snap that tonight right here on Sports Shooting Stars as we bring the game to you tonight. These two teams have met 55 times. West York holds a slim edge, 27-26, with 2 ties. Recently, the Trojans hold a 3-game win streak over the Bulldogs with an average of 31-point margin of victory.
Yeah, I think tonight will be a great Division II matchup between 2 teams. It's early in the season. They're 2 emerging teams. West York can turn their season around at any time. Even though they're only 0-3, I believe 2 of their losses were outside of the conference.
Well,
so, Exeter's a tough team. They're one of the top 10 teams in their division. So, Exeter, you always got to keep an eye out for them. But, West York is battle-tested. They're playing at their home field tonight. I believe this is their first home game of the season, if I'm not mistaken.
They had Red Lion here as well, yes.
I'm sorry, Red Lion.
But, yeah, this is a big one, and a nice crowd. Game time temperature, 70 degrees, and really kind of a Chamber of Commerce type night, if you will, for football. As we're getting set for the playing of the national anthem.
Starting to get into the football weather. We're not there as of yet, but it's starting to get there. Looking forward to some more games in October.
At this time, during the national anthem, we ask that everybody display dignity and respect for our flag, the symbol of the freedom that was won by the millions of men and women who have defended and continue to defend our great nation. Let's honor the United States of America as the mighty Bulldog Band plays our national anthem.
There you have it, sports fans, the playing of our national anthem by the West York Marching Band. And I hear the student section for West York, they're already starting to get revved up here with a little home field advantage here for West York.
Yeah, the student sections throughout the county, they really get amped up. They always have themes coming into these games, and I don't know their theme tonight. Let me take a look over there. I'm not 100% sure, but I see some color splashing going on their shirts, so maybe color theme is going on tonight. But it's all about West York versus York Suburban. As you can see, the captains walking out to the field right now to shake hands, show some sportsmanship. And who are some of the key players you want to keep an eye on for West York?
Well, for West York, it starts with number 1. Their running back, Amari Davis, a playmaker to keep an eye on for West York. They have a platoon at the quarterback position with Isaac Roberts and Mark Walker. Keep an eye on the platoon quarterback situation for West York. York Suburban, they're led by their sophomore quarterback, Rylan Bratton, and number 2 running back, Mikey Benevenia. I know you know all about Mikey Benevenia.
Yeah, Mikey Benevenia, he's been a really good running back for York Suburban in the last 3 years. Really came up in that system. He's on our power rankings this year as far as top 10 players in the YIAA. I think he landed at number 7. So keep an eye out for Mikey Benevenia, and also the quarterback
Rylan Bratton.
Rylan Bratton,
sophomore. Started last year as a freshman.
Started last year as a freshman. They have a lot of high hopes on him. He has a big arm. He's 6'2". He can be very mobile in the pocket. He does a great job.
Yeah, I had a chance to be down on the field pre-game seeing him warm up. He can deliver the ball downfield. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. York Suburban in their white jersey tops with orange pants. West York, their blue jerseys with white pants.
And also keep an eye on Amari Davis of West York, the sophomore, number 1. He also plays wide receiver. I know they haven't listed down as running back, but he'll play wide receiver for most of tonight. He's pretty much that all-purpose guy they have on the field for West York. And of course, one of our player of the game, Sherrod Anderson. He's only listed at 5'7" or 117 pounds, but the junior is a big-time DB. He played lights out last time we were here about 2 years ago.
Yes.
He had a great game. And, keep an eye on these guys. Like I said, West York desperately needs that win, and tonight it's all about them getting that win.
And West York kicks
sort
it
of
off
a
to the
swim
up
kick
man.
there to the up man.
York Suburban
A lot of contact.
On the return.
will have the ball to kick things off here in the opening quarter.
Ball is at the 36-yard line. Be first
West
and 10
York
for
Bulldog Stadium.
Joining
And as you
in,
mentioned, dude, we were here about 2 years ago, and it was a thriller between West York and Susquehannock.
Yeah, I remember that game. Pretty much came down to the last play of the game. It was about, it was exciting. It was one of those games that we really enjoyed watching and filming. I also want to keep an eye on number 80, Jackson Ferbert. He's only a freshman. He's right there playing middle linebacker. He's only a freshman, but he's getting he's starting, and he's also getting a lot of time.
Rylan back looking to throw.
He's looking deep. He's
and
open.
He has him wide open. There
First
it is
play
at
of the game.
Oh, and in and out of the hands of Dakota Shue. Otherwise, he could have been gone for a touchdown had he held on to the ball. But it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 now.
Hey, that was great accuracy. I mean, a great game, a great play. The first play of the game to go deep like that. He was definitely open. Kind of got behind number 11.
Darnell Warring Haller for West York.
For West York. Kind of got behind Darnell. Darnell needs to play a little tighter defense and don't get, lost in the sauce out there. That was a nice play, nice game plan from York Suburban. Lined up in an I formation, handoff.
And boy, it brought down.
And I got snuffed out fast by Anthony Walters.
Anthony Walters, 6'1", 245 pounds, dude.
The senior outside linebacker.
And that brings up a 3rd down and 3rd and 14 now for York Suburban. West York's defense.
West York defense is stepping up big right now on their first defensive stop. 3rd down, what they call that money down for the offense and also for the defense. It's a very pivotal down. And right now they're almost in the passing situation.
Exactly.
Look for a screen of some sort.
Bratton
roll
rolls
out
to his right, looking to throw downfield.
Tight window.
Looks like he'll fall short. Incomplete. That ball was incomplete.
And that pass was
a 3 and out for this West York defense. Alex Kiefhofer. that pass was intended for.
The 5'9" senior wide receiver also plays defensive back for the Trojans. Oh, it's a block punt.
The punt.
Great block punt. And that's going to give West York great field position.
Wow, just like that, dude. You talk about plays being made. Special teams for West York comes up with a block punt.
And that's a block
and
punt.
Just like that, it sets up West York's offense.
And that's a big block punt from Carrick Noakes, the 6'1" senior for West York.
14-yard line.
West York will set up their offense here on York Suburban's 14-yard line. And that's an ideal way to start things off here in the opening quarter for West York.
Great field position for West York.
Mark Walter back in shotgun formation.
That's a handoff.
To number 24, Brandon
And he's still on his feet.
He's still moving.
And he's still going.
Wow, that whistle did not blow. And there, the whistle finally blew inside the 10-yard line.
Brandon DeJesus, he's fired up, number 24 for West York. 5'9", the 155 running back, also linebacker.
Second down for the Bulldogs.
The senior kept on chugging.
You played a whistle, and of course he was taking full advantage of that play. West York spread out now offensively. Murray Davis in the backfield. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Oh, and brought down by Mikey Benavenia.
Mikey Benavenia is a great defensive player as well. There's a lot of talk about what he does on the offensive side, but on defense, he's also a stout defensive stopper for York Suburban.
Short and stout. I was down on the field pregame, and he's just very compact player and has an offer right now from St. Francis.
And also for West York, Isaac Roberts, the quarterback, is only a sophomore. They have a very young team this year. And it looks
like along the defensive line of York Suburban.
Looked like York Suburban jumped on that play. It's going to give West York 5 more yards. They're going to advance closer to the end zone.
And it looks like it'll give them a first down, first and goal now, too.
And so far, it's been very early in this game, but so far everything's working in the favor of West York.
On youth night here at West York.
It's a packed house here tonight in West York. This has to probably be one of the oldest stadiums around York County as well.
The grass surface here at West York, quite unique.
See Isaac Roberts, the quarterback in shotgun. Hands off to Amari Davis.
Amari Davis.
Amari Davis on the carry.
And Amari Davis brings the ball down to the 1-yard line.
The 1-yard line will be second and goal.
We're under 9 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from West York. Lining back up and just kind of pushing, trying to push Isaac Roberts in, waiting for the word, and it's a touchdown by West York, and just like that, Isaac Walton with a 1-yard touchdown run and puts West York ahead right now with 8:47 to go in the first quarter.
And that's a quick score for West York. That's exactly what you need coming into this game. As we said before, West York comes into this game 0-3. And, they haven't had the ball bounce their way so far. But, the West York Favors are here at home tonight. They're excited. They have a quick score. They have a block punt to start the game. And I think West York's in a great position.
And Damian Gray on for the point after attempt here. Placeholder.
And that's a high snap.
The kick is up.
The kick is good. And your score, West York 7, York Suburban 0 with 8:47 to go here in the first quarter. I'd like to take the time to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma Pizza of Dallastown, and York Area Flag Football League.
And also Pro Level Sports Agency, one of our new sponsors for tonight's game, ran by Buddy Walters. Want to check them out. Their email is info@prolevelagencies.com, or check them out online at www.prolevelagencies.com. They are CFLPA certified, and they're a new sports agency that's around York and Adams County that's making their way around the county and getting some guys involved. And also the Basketball Warehouse, a training facility located at 2292 Industrial Highway, York, PA. You can check them out at www.basketballwarehouse.us and also online at underneath Basketball Warehouse. And there's the kickoff.
Being brought up there by number 5.
And that's a great chase down for number 14, Jaden Welch, the 5'11" sophomore for West York.
And Jacob Mitchell.
And Jacob Mitchell in on that play as well. You may remember him. He had some time at Central York, now here at West York.
Remember Jacob Mitchell very well. Good kid. Know his whole family. Transferred, I believe, early in the summer to come over to West York.
It'll be the second series here for York Suburban. Breton back. Decides to keep the ball. And may have made it back to the line of scrimmage on that play,
Rylan Bratton on the...
It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Gain of a yard.
And York Suburban's quarterback, Rylan Bratton, he's listed at 6'2", but he's only 160. So he's only a sophomore. He's going to continue to put on more weight, get stronger throughout the year. They have a lot of confidence in him. He's been a quarterback for him since last year as a freshman. So to watch him develop and be that guy they need, to guide the team and, to a lot of wins.
You would think he'll be a 4-year starter here at York Suburban.
And there's a pitch out. Mikey Benavea with the ball.
Looks to break outside, 25,
See something,
30,
stiff arm?
down the near sideline, up past the 35-yard line. And a first down pickup.
And expect to see number 2 get the ball quite often this game. They put him in the slot. They also hand the ball off to him. Number 2, Mikey Benavea, is a good running back. Pretty much what we call a football player. You can play any position on the field. Works really hard. Nice guy to watch on film, and he's a stud. That gives West York that gives Spring Grove. York Suburban a first down.
In motion, Jacati Beatty.
Another pitch out.
They give to Michael Benavania, looking for running.
He finds a hole.
Out past the 45-yard line. And you kind of start feeding him the ball here, do you see, with that the big offensive line for York Suburban.
Yeah, one thing I think Mikey doesn't get enough credit for is his field vision. He has a great job of hitting the holes. His field vision, being tough, downhill runner. Keep an eye on number 2, Mikey Benavea for York Suburban.
The Trojans at the 47-yard line.
And right now, York Suburban's doing a great job of just moving the ball down the field, playing very conservative football, handing it off. Right now, end shotgun, handoff again. That's 3 handoffs back-to-back.
Flag throw. Maybe a hold on that flag.
Normally, when you see a hold, when we see a flag that fast, it normally is a hold on the offense. Looks like there's an injured player right now.
James Abney comes hobbling off the field. In his place, Aiden Leach, number 28.
James Abney, the junior, 6'3", junior
holding
for West York.
That is a holding penalty, and we'll move York Suburban back 5 yards, and they'll replay the first down. It'll be a first down and 15 on an absolutely beautiful night for football, dude. This time of the year, it's great. By the season's end, it may be a little chillier as we are out in the elements, but so far so good with the weather.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy all these nice Friday nights without all the cold and being down in the 40 degrees.
And the throw out to number 7, Jacati Beatty, breaks free, 40, 45, out near midfield.
And that's a nice design play for York Suburban.
Took 4 defenders for West York to bring him down.
By Cell Bones. And Jacob Mitchell. 2nd and 7.
Bring up a 2nd down
2nd
and
and
7.
6 for the Trojans at the Bulldogs' 49-yard line.
Just inside West York field position here at the 49-yard line. Bratton back in shotgun formation. And they give to Mikey Benavania, and they're all over that defensively.
West York did a great job of stopping Mikey on that possession, bringing him back to pretty much where at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down by number 28, Aiden Leach and company. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6 for
your score, West York 7, York Suburban 0 or just under?
And number
6 minutes here.
And for West York, number 28, Aiden Leach, is another freshman for West York that's a starter on the defensive end. He also plays basketball. Keep an eye out for Aiden Leach. He's also one of our guys that played in my 3-on-3 tournaments throughout the summer. He's a really good football player and basketball player.
Rolls to his right, looking to throw, incomplete.
And that's a nice throw,
To
nice
number 4,
catch.
Alex Kiefhofer.
To number 4,
And-
Alex Kiefhofer.
And move the chains,
Play is a
do.
first down for the Trojans.
York Suburban moving the ball down methodically here into West York possession. Field position here. See some of the York Suburban faithful traveled here as well on this beautiful night.
First and 10 for the Trojans at the 41-yard line.
Back to the running game.
Mike Benavini on the carry. Right down by Anthony Walters and Jamalia Perez-Rios.
Mikey Benavenia with another carry.
Want to tell the fans we're getting our scoreboard camera up momentarily, but right now it's 4 minutes and 20 seconds in the first quarter, and West York is up 7-0. York Suburban now has the ball at the 38-yard line, advancing. 2nd and 7. Rollin.
Brad, under some pressure, breaks for, looks like a flag thrown there. Waiting the official word here.
Official timeout. Dead ball foul. Offsides. Defense.
Offsides, West York. 5-yard penalty.
And our scoreboard camera is back on now.
The penalty.
Bring up a 2nd down and 2 for York Suburban.
Want to thank all the fans for tuning in tonight. This is our fourth game of the season so far. We're running right through our schedule. Got a big game coming up next week as well.
We'll travel to York High as they'll play host to Redline next Friday.
Should be another great game.
Oh, the give to Benavenia out to the
And he's
inside
on.
the
And
20.
he's out.
He's a far side 10.
And that's a
5,
touchdown.
Touchdown. Mikey Benavenia, a 33-yard touchdown run. But there is a flag.
There's a
down.
flag on the play. I believe that may be a clip in the back. But that was a nice run from Mikey Benavega.
We'll wait the official's word here, dude.
Holding. Offense.
It's coming back.
Holding
Penalty
offense.
negated there.
And that's a
touchdown.
big-time run that's going to be
Yes,
called back. That was about a
33-yard
33-yard run.
33-yard touchdown run. Would have been for Michael, but penalty called, and it'll.
Yep, and to win games, you got to have a, not mistake-free, but you can't have a lot of turnovers. I think that's the key to the game.
Penalties as well, yeah. I mean,
Keep your penalties low and keep your turnovers low.
ball set up at the 29-yard line of West York.
York Suburban in the I formation. It's another
Pratt
flag.
looking to throw. Far sideline.
And that's a
In
great
the
catch.
Touchdown by Alex
Pass
Kiefhofer.
is complete.
I'll tell you what, man, Rylan Brayton, the quarterback for York Suburban, he puts it on the nose when he throws that ball. He has a big arm. We know that coming into the game that he has a big arm. Listed at 6'2", but there's another penalty on the field. The flag is on the floor.
Indications are it looks like it's going to be against York Suburban, dude.
And we've been seeing a
Back-to-back
lot of
penalties,
flags so
yeah.
far in this first quarter.
I mentioned earlier I was down on the field pregame seeing Rylan Bratton warm up. You're right, dude. He has an arm. He likes to throw the ball.
Offense.
And that's
Formation
two
against
touchdowns
York
pretty much called back
Suburban. Called back.
Remains first
against
down.
York Suburban. They got in the end zone twice on this possession,
First
and both
15 for the
touchdowns been called
Trojans
back.
after the
Yeah, but
penalty. Foul will be now spotted at the 34-yard line of the Bulldogs. Official timeout.
And right now, West York's doing a great job, but they have to do a little bit better with the long throws. And the secondary has to step up a little bit because Raiden Bratton is finding some open holes and
He
putting
is,
the ball right on the dime. There's a pitch out.
And they give
Mikey
to Benavenia.
He hits the outside.
Near side 30. Down near, out of bounds near the 25-yard line. York Suburban back to that running game.
And that running game's been very effective for York Suburban so far in this game. Like I said, in the first quarter, they got in end zone twice, but both touchdowns been called back. So they're doing a good job of moving the ball down the field. They just had to clean it up a little bit with the penalties, and the flags being thrown.
York Suburban led by head coach Josh Fry. West York's led by Ivan Quinones. They call him Coach Q.
Coach Q. I want to give a shout out to both athletic directors for York Suburban and West York. They're always very accommodating.
Back to that running game, Mikey Benavenia.
Down to the 19-yard line.
That should be enough for a first down. First down for York Suburban with just over 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from West York High School. And thank you for tuning in tonight to Sports Shooting Stars.
And this is our first Division II matchup of the year. We have another one coming up between D3 matchup between
D3 matchup
York Catholic.
The Battle of the Catholics. York Catholic will host DeLone Catholic at the end of this month.
York Suburban sets up in a shotgun formation. Hand off to Mikey Benavega.
Right up the middle, Mikey's looking for running room. Nice carry by Mikey Benavenia.
At the 11-yard line.
What they say, Todd, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
52nd and 2
Pretty much Mikey's doing what he wants when he gets the ball. They're getting some plus yarders going down the field. Just keep on working the ball to Mikey and and it really opens up defense.
Well, they're running behind some big guys down there. I saw him pregame. Tyrell Carter, Jalen Lee, Dylan Hopwood.
As soon as West York focuses on Mikey Benavega, Ryland Bratton does a great job of airing the ball out and getting his guys the ball down the field.
Mike Benavenia on the carry.
And not much running room there for Mikey.
William Baker.
And right now it's 3rd and 1.
Short coming up for the Trojans.
Big third down here for West York, too. If they can stop the Trojans' offense, it would be big right now. With 1:40 and counting here in the opening quarter.
And what would you say, Ty? Is this 4-down territory when you're this deep on the field?
You know me, I'm a special teams guy. If you got a kicker, pull them in, put the points on the board.
I hear that.
Yeah.
There's a handoff. And it looks like
they did not
West
get
York
it.
did a
West
great
York's
job.
defense held.
That's a nice stop.
It will bring up a 4th down. Jackson Ferber, the freshman, in on that tackle.
Jackson Ferber, also a two-sport athlete, plays basketball as well for West York. Only a freshman.
Dude, it's 4th down. You have your wish. The offense stays out on the field. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, you want to stay aggressive. And I think this is a good call, being on the road, going for 4th and 1 with the ball on their 10-yard line. Gutsy call, pitch out to the best player. And he may be a bit short.
And he may have come up short from our vantage point here, dude. We're going to wait for the official's word.
You know, the West York fans are saying he's short, but we don't know just yet.
They're saying it's a first down, dude.
The 9-yard line.
Ball be set up at the 9-yard. It'd be 1st and goal.
That was a close call there. From my vantage point, didn't look like they made it to the first down, but the referees have a better vantage point than we do.
Yeah, they're down there on the field. We're kind of high atop the press box here at West York. A new set of downs now for York Suburban's offense.
At the 9-yard line, so it's 1st and goal. No first downs. They have 4 chances to get the ball in the zone.
And back to the running game, Mikey Benavenia.
On the carry.
We're under 20 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Again, your score, West York 7, York Suburban 0.
And that's number 51, Hunter Markley, the 6', 235 senior, putting in a lot of work on the defensive end.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6', 235.
End of the first quarter. Our score, Bulldogs 7, Trojans 0.
And we have arrived at the end of the first quarter, too. A rather fast-moving first quarter, I must say.
Yeah, a couple penalties in the first quarter. As we said, the score is only 7-0. West York is up, but York Suburban did get in the end zone twice. But because of penalties, they've both been called back. They got to kind of clean that up in the second quarter and throughout this game if they want to win. If they want to win on the road.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sport, S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, and York Area Flag Football League, along with 2 new sponsors, Do.
2 new sponsors as well, Pro Level Sports Agency and also the Basketball Warehouse. You can see their contact information and their logo at the bottom of our screen. Give them a call. They're all local. They do things for the community. You have, insurance company. You also have a car dealership. You have a training facility, S3,
Homes,
of course.
Yeah, training, food. I mean, what more? And if you're interested in sponsorship, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page or Instagram.
Yep, always looking for new sponsors and, different companies or individuals that want to partner out throughout the year, or they have particular games that they're interested in watching. We definitely want to put that on TV. We have two weeks of pretty much
What they call open weeks, open
weeks.
dates, yes.
And another
and a
run.
Quarterback keeper, not much going there as Ryland Bratton's brought down by DeAndre Johnson, 6'3", 294 pounds, dude.
Also half yard.
294 pounds.
Look at this roster, dude.
At the Division II level, 294 pounds. Right now it's 3rd and 10. And West York's doing a great job of keeping York Suburban out of the end zone.
Yes, they are, and they've had that 7-0 lead right now over York Suburban as we just started the second quarter here from West York Stadium. Bratton back looking to throw.
Another
corner
pass.
of the end zone.
None coming.
Pass was intended for Mikey Benavenia.
And that brings
Ball's
up a 4th and 10.
Ball coming out for the Trojans.
And at this point, you want to bring in your field goal unit because they couldn't get a first down. It was 4th and 10. It was actually 4th and goal.
Darnell Goring Pollard on the play.
And Todd,
that will bring out number 29, Damian Yepes, a junior kicker for York Suburban. Kicking from will be the right hash mark.
And the kicking game is so important in football. Good to see kickers out there putting points on the board for the
Snap
team.
was high.
The kick is up.
And the kick is
good.
No
good.
No good. Couldn't tell from this angle if that was good or not.
Turnover downs will be 1st and 10 for the
Hey,
Bulldogs.
great job from West York. They really did a great job on defense of not letting York Suburban get back into the end zone and came up with 0 points on that drive for York Suburban.
And they have come in here tonight ready to play, and they have a 7-0 lead with 11:05 to go here in the second quarter. And now West York's offense back out on the field. We'll see do what they can do. Ball be set up at the 20-yard line.
First 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. Timeout, Bulldogs.
And it looks like a timeout called by the West York Bulldogs. Will be their first timeout here in the first half.
Check out the
And right now, the momentum is in West York's favor. The offense is rolling. They got a touchdown. The defense did a great job of stopping York Suburban, not allowing them to get into the end zone. So right now, a lot of momentum is on West York's side. I'm very interested to see how well they do in this on the second possession of the game.
The block punt by the special teams unit of West York and set up West York's offense in ideal field position, which led to their first score of the game. We'll see now with 80 yards in front of them do what they can do offensively.
Please follow the athletic department.
I want to remind the fans we'll be back next Friday as we will make our way to Smalls Athletic Field to see York High play host the Lions of Red Lion, a big Division I matchup next Friday.
Want to give a big shout out to York High as well. I believe Jaheim White and Sam Stoner are going to set the all-time
passing records
at York High tonight against Northeastern. Back in shotgun. He's going deep.
Looking to go
He's
deep.
open.
Ooh.
Little short.
Little short. Pass intended for Darnell Goring Pollard. Falls incomplete.
Second down and 10 coming out for the Bulldogs.
And I don't think I've ever seen this before. They have Darnell Goring Pollard, his position as athlete on the roster.
Positions, yes.
Normally you have a couple different positions on here. They have him just listed as an athlete, so keep an eye on number 11. Back in shotgun again.
And
There's
a
nothing.
quarterback keeper there by number 19,
And,
Mark
and the ball's out.
Brought down by number 70,
Picked up by West York,
Jalen Lee.
number 24.
And it looks like that may be a loss on the play there, Dew. As you mentioned, the ball was out.
And that was a big-time sack from number 70, Jalen Lee, for York Suburban. The 6 foot, 270 outside linebacker.
Yeah,
Pretty much manhandled the quarterback on that position. I mean, on that play.
16-yard line.
bring up a 3rd down and 14 now for West York as the clock runs. We're under 10.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Haven't called Amari Davis' name too much so far in this first half. And there's a screen. It didn't really develop.
Did not develop, and that incomplete. It will bring up 4th down, and it'll bring West York's punting unit out.
I'll tell you what, West York really sputtered on that possession there. Didn't get really nothing going. Some of the plays look a little sloppy, and it's pretty much a 3 and out.
We'll see Mikey Benavenia is back at about midfield to receive the punt.
And for sports fans, especially football fans, I know they're really excited about this time of year. Friday night lights with high school football. Saturday you have college football, and then Sundays all day NFL. So it's that time of year.
Moore gets the punt off and kicks it out of bounds.
Giving York Suburban really good field position.
Inside the 40-yard line. Ball looks like it'll be set up at West York's 35-yard line. Great field position here for York Suburban.
Excellent field position, and for what Mikey Benavega has been doing so far in the game, I mean, this is ideal field position for him to run around and get some plus yardage.
They have Mikey Benavenia out now in the slot position, far side.
And
Bratton back, looking to throw.
Doesn't
under
see
pressure.
anything. He has
lose the
throws
throws
it deep.
downfield and overthrew
Too
his
much.
intended receiver, Alex Kiefhofer. With 9:55 to go, West York up 7-0.
As we said before, Rylan Bratton has a big arm. I mean, he's 6'2". They're only listed at 160. He's going to continue to get bigger and stronger, but he has a big arm. And he has shown that so far in the first half.
He's not afraid to throw the ball deep downfield.
And what about number 6 for York Suburban, Amir Shivers? Shivers.
A fullback.
Fullback, listed at 215 at 5'10". I can see him from here. He's a blocking back.
Yes.
And when he gets the ball, I'm really interested to see how many yardage he gets and what he does with the ball. He's a big-time fullback, listed at 215.
250, and looks every bit of it from our press box here.
Amir Shivers, the senior, 5'10", 215, fullback. There's a pitch out.
They give to Benavenia.
And Amir has a very unique position as far as blocking for Mikey Benavega.
Yes.
He does a great job of opening up a lot of holes for Mikey, so keep an eye on number 6, Amir Shivers. Sometimes fullbacks don't get the recognition, right, Todd? They get the ball sometimes on the 2 or 3 yard line, but they do a lot of blocking as well.
You mentioned, and then there's also number 15, Trevor Lee, listed at 5'11", 245 for York Suburban. Another fullback. He can open some holes for Mikey
Absolutely.
Benavenia.
There's another handoff.
Benavenia trying to break free and does not. Brought down. Hyann Moore with the tackle and loss.
I tell you what, Hunter Markley, number 51, is having a game so far for West York. He's doing a great job of adding a lot of pressure up front and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback and getting some getting some tackles in the backfield as well. Great job so far for number 51, Hunter Markley, the 6 foot, 235 outside linebackers.
That's number 6, Amir Shivers.
And that's a nice kick from Amir Shivers.
Oh, it takes a York Suburban bounce.
Takes
out of
a
bounds
lovely
down inside the
York
5
Suburban
yard
bounce.
line. There is a flag thrown with 8:33 to go here in the second quarter.
And
West York 7, York Suburban 0.
And that has to probably be the 5th flag of the first half so far, Todd. So it's been a pretty sloppy game as far as flags being thrown.
Awaiting official word here.
The officials are earning their money tonight.
They are,
Todd.
no doubt.
Dead ball foul, personal foul.
Personal foul against the Bulldogs. Half the distance of the goal there, I believe.
And I believe the ball is going to be put at about the 2-yard line, Todd.
West York's offense only has to go 98 yards here, for a score, but plenty of time.
I mean, it really changes your playbook and what you want to call when you got your back against the wall like that at the 2-yard line. You want to be kind of conservative, not get the safety, but also be aggressive. So, you know, I'm interested to see what kind of play calling Coach has for West York. There's also a nice crowd in here tonight as well, Todd. They really came out to
West
support
York
their
faithful, yes, came out, support their team here on Youth Night. Saw a lot of the youngsters out pre-game.
Don't know exactly what's going on right now.
Yeah, it looks to be some confusion there on the line, the sideline of West York.
And the referees just blew their whistle. So the play clock is in motion. And as we just said, West York got a penalty called against them on the kickoff. Now they have the ball at the 2-yard line. Really backs them up big time. Isaac Roberts in shotgun.
And a running play there.
Just to see if they can get some space.
Brandon DeJesus with a carry.
Gain of a yard, it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs.
Only a gain of 1 yard.
Yeah, 2nd down and 9. Just over 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And there's a lot of games going on throughout the state of Pennsylvania today. Like I said, you have, you know, games in the YIAA, Mid-Penn, LL League.
Dallastown out Southwestern tonight. Southwestern undefeated with a 3-0 record. New Oxford takes on Dover. Central York at Spring Grove. Both teams there 2-1 do.
That's going to be a nice matchup.
Spring Grove at Papermaker Stadium.
Spring Grove also has Andrew Osman, one of our power ranking guys. He's listed at number 3 in our power rankings this year. Back in shotgun. He's going deep.
Throw deep. It has him. And just overthrew his intended receiver. Darnell Goring Pollard.
Darnell Goring Pollard is incomplete. Third down coming up.
You mentioned Andrew Osman from Spring Grove, a Fordham University commit as well.
Division I.
Yes. We'll get a chance to see Spring Grove later this year as they travel to Dallastown.
Yes, we will. Dallastown, who of course has Kenny Johnson, the University of Pittsburgh commit.
Yes.
Caleb Fox, Owen Strauss, and the rest of the boys over there.
And let's not forget Michael Scott, the sophomore sensation.
Absolutely, Michael Scott.
West
on a
York with the
rollout.
Roll out.
And that's a catch.
And yes, complete.
Walker's pass is complete.
To Carrick Notes. With a reception and a first down, much to the delight of the home fans here at West York.
West York started the ball at the 2-yard line, so it got out of that crucial spot they were at, and now has the ball at the 12-yard line.
Gives West York's offense a little breathing room right now, offensively.
Correction, the ball is at the 16-yard line. 16-yard line. Gives West York some breathing room.
Quarterback. We mentioned York High travels to Northeastern tonight. The pitch.
Quick pitch.
To number 13.
And West York stood him straight up.
Nico Wright Phillips on the carry.
Nico Wright Phillips with a carry.
Gain of a yard, it'll be
13.
2nd and 9 for
Told me pregame he was kind of beat up a little bit. He showed me some of the extra padding he had along his ribs, and he walks off the field. But he was going to play, so he's out there playing for West York. Just over 6.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Isaac Roberts in shotgun. Quarterback looks. Pump fakes, has nothing going. Rolls out to his right. He has a guy open. Great pass.
Great passing catch there.
Sherrod
Anderson.
Sherrod Anderson. First time he called his name tonight. Another good player for West York. But that's a great job from Isaac Roberts. He didn't have anything going on the left side. Switched position, switched directions, rolled out to his right, and threw a dart
To Sherrod Anderson.
To Sherrod Anderson.
Another first down, a new set of downs now for West York. And
great job.
Tell you what, West York's not playing like an 0-3 team here.
They're not.
Dude.
They've been in a lot of games so far this year. Just haven't had the ball fall their way, but tonight could be a different story.
And a nice run there.
24, Brandon DeJesus on the carry.
That's another run for number 24, Brandon DeJesus.
Senior for West York.
The 5'9", 155 senior for West York.
Second and 6 coming out for the Bulldogs.
Bring up a 2nd down and 6.
With a little less than 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the second quarter. West York is up 7-0 over York Suburban. And there's a delay
and a
there.
quarterback keeper.
Isaac Robertson, they pick him right up.
Yeah, out near the 40-yard line. Or bring up a 3rd down for West York. 3rd down and 2 with just over 5 minutes to go.
3rd down for the Bulldogs. Ball spot at
See what West York's offense has dialed up here. On 3rd down and 2, ball set up at the 40-yard line.
for the Bulldogs.
Third and 2. Isaac Roberts rolls out.
He's
He's
going
gonna
to keep
get
it
those
and
2
get the
yards.
first down and more. Past midfield, down out around the 45-yard line of York Suburban.
And right now, Isaac Roberts putting his team on his back. The quarterback showing a lot of poise out there, making a lot of getting a lot of plus yards and making things happen.
Listen, as a sophomore. for
As a
West
sophomore.
York.
Well, 2 sophomore quarterbacks in this game. You have Rylan Brayton
For
on York Suburban, and you also have Isaac Roberts for West York.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Who has the lone score tonight, a 1-yard touchdown run.
Battle
by
of the young
quarterback.
gunslingers, I guess you
Yes.
can call it.
Glad we could bring a Division II matchup to our fans
Yeah,
tonight.
absolutely. We want to continue to go throughout the county and get different teams on our schedule. And West York and York Suburban is what it's about tonight.
Amari Davis with the carry in West York's territory there.
Amari Davis on the carry. And 2 on the play. It'll be
Amari Davis is another one of those 2-sport athletes. Also plays basketball for West York.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe he also runs track. I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that. 3-sport star.
For West York.
Saw his parents here earlier in when I was walking up, setting up.
Julie Haynes birthday special. You can get a Bulldog special baked potato with your choice of toppings. On sale now for $6. That's the Julie Haynes birthday special.
Roberts looking to throw.
Another
Set
screen
up a
play.
screen and just overthrew his intended receiver there, Amari Davis.
And that's the second time they set up that screenplay. Didn't have a chance to develop like the first time they tried it.
We'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 on the 47-yard line of York Suburban. 3:41 to go.
Also want to give a shout out to Anthony Torres, running back for York County School of Technology. He had 225 yards last week. Was a Division III player of the week for York County School of Technology. He's my friend's son, so big shout out to Anthony Torres. Great job on 29 carries.
If you get a chance. Pass is complete
to Darnell Goring Pollard. And that should be enough for the first down, do.
And we've been calling
First down Bulldogs with under 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
And we have been calling number 11, Darnell Goring Pollard's name
Yes.
a few times so far in the first half. He's getting a lot of touches and making the best of his opportunities.
And a new set of downs for West York with just over 3 minutes to go. And a quarterback keeper and not going anywhere there, Isaac Roberts.
Down by number
That was Tyrell Carter with a strong tackle there.
And that's a great tackle.
55.
That's a great sack
and company.
by Carter and also number 24, Jonathan Glennon, the 6'1 junior for York Suburban.
Bulldogs. At this time, with the Trimmer Elementary students that were being recognized this evening, please report to the track.
Bring up a
entrance
2nd
by
down
the
and
Bulldog
11.
tunnel. The Trimmer Elementary students that are being recognized this evening.
Second and 11.
By the Bulldog Tunnel.
Isaac Roberts rolls out, and this is a
He's going
design
to keep
run.
it 40, 35, down near the 30-yard line.
On the quarterback keeper,
And
down to
another
the
quarterback
30-yard line.
run there.
Sets up
For
third
Isaac
and
Roberts.
1 for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 1.
Clearly, what do you think? 4-down territory do?
I believe at this point, with going into a little less than 2 minutes to go in the first half, you want to keep the ball in your possession. And if you don't make it, it's somewhat like a punt, pretty much, if the other team gets the ball. So you want to stay aggressive. Definitely want to go into halftime, up 2 scores if you can. I want to tell the fans to tune in during the halftime. There'll be the chorus, the band will be out there on the field, and also youth night.
Timeout.
And there's a timeout for West York.
Timeout for West York with 1:36 to go here in the second quarter. Your score, West York 7, York Suburban 0. The lowest score, a one-yard touchdown run by quarterback Isaac Roberts of West York.
Also want to let the fans know about our event we had last night, Todd. The Eli Brooks fundraiser event held at the Old Central High School was a lot of fun. A lot of people showed up.
Yes.
Well attended, had around 300 attendees. The kids really had a great time participating. Had a 3-point contest. Had the dunk tractor outside.
How about the dunk contest
and of
as
course,
well,
the
which
dunk
was pretty
contest.
entertaining.
Big shout out to all the guys that were in the dunk contest. They did a great job. The winner was Keith Davis from former Dover Eagle athlete.
Be sure to join us next week for all of our
Keith Davis, he made every dunk on the first try. Big time bounce. So big shout out to Keith Davis. Thanks to all the guys that participated. Southwestern's senior Seth Sager. He was in the game. Ben Rill for York Suburban. For Central York.
Should be interesting to see Central York's basketball team this fall.
Northeastern Chase Gloucester, he was in the game in the dunk contest as well.
In fact, that whistle's being blown here.
I think that was a false start on West York. I'm not 100% sure. But if the fans did not see the slam dunk contest, please go online, look at the Sports Shooting Stars Eli Brooks fundraiser, and watch the slam dunk contest. It was action-packed. You had to really be there.
Even Eli was a participant of sorts if you watch the video there.
Absolutely.
On one of the dunks, and he'll be leaving later this month to pursue his dream of playing in the NBA for the Indiana Pacers, and we wish him all the best.
Going to training camp for the Indiana Pacers, and he's going to land somewhere, and hopefully be with the Pacers. And we really have a lot of support for Eli. Big shout out to them, and also Inch & Co Sports, John and Jeff Inch. Wellspan was a part of that sponsorship event last night.
Under pressure, Walker looking deep downfield, in and out of the hands.
Pass is incomplete.
I tell you what, Isaac Roberts, number 17 for West York, does a great job of keeping his eyes down the field. Even though he looked like he's going to run the ball most of the time, he's keeping his eyes down the field. He's trying to make the pass versus trying to get the yardage with his feet. I really like to see that in a quarterback.
And from our vantage point, there looked like there were some opportunities through there, as you mentioned, where there would be some green grass in front of him if he pursued that. But looking downfield to throw the ball first.
And they're going for it. It's 4th and 6.
4th and 6 with 1:28 to go here in the second quarter.
And I believe Isaac Roberts, his wide receivers know that to keep trying to get open because he's going to pass you the ball. He does a great job running on his feet. Not much there. Not much there.
And has to eat it as he's brought down hard.
The Trojan defense, turnover and downs.
A turnover and downs. It will give York Suburban the possession with 1:20 to go before halftime.
If I'm not mistaken, Todd, that was number 19 with the ball for West York, Garrett Gensel. Wonder why they took Isaac Roberts out the game for that 4th down possession.
Yeah, interesting call there. Garrett, a freshman.
Garrett's only a freshman.
Here.
Took the quarterback out on that fourth down possession to bring in Garrett. Didn't really understand that play.
A timeout by the Bulldogs. Should be the 3rd and final timeout here in the first half.
And you don't want this to be the Achilles heel for West York. Having plays like that. Being, you wonder why they're not. They have the record that they do have right now, which is 0-3 coming to the game. But you gotta maximize and really key on certain possessions and really make the most of your opportunities. Don't know if you would take out Isaac Roberts at that time in the fourth down. And, and it's a turnover on downs. And giving York Suburban the ball back with a minute and 20 seconds to go before halftime. And that's plenty of time to get into the end zone. Don't want to have any mental lapses. You want to stay focused. You want to stay aggressive. Bringing a guy in like number 19 who did a great job, Garrett Gensel, the 5'9" freshman, but bringing him on a fourth down play. Don't know if that's the smartest move, to be honest with you.
First and 10 for the
But it will set up York Suburban now with a minute 20 to go here before halftime.
And as we said before, Raylan Brayton has a big-time arm for York Suburban, so expect him to throw the ball down the field a bit. And that's a screen play, one-on-one.
Pass is complete.
Pass is complete to number 9.
Number 9, Dakota Shue.
Dakota Shue with the first reception. And a timeout called by York Suburban.
At their own 43-yard line.
And we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Inch & Company Sports, S3 Performance Training, Parma Pizza of Dallastown, York Area Flag Football League, and 2 new sponsors do.
Yeah, Pro Level Sports Agency and the Basketball Warehouse. All these sponsors are located in York County. Give them a shout. Give them a like on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. If you're looking for insurance, look for training, you're looking for, a sports agent or anything like that, go ahead and reach out to some of our sponsors. They do a great job of sponsoring our games throughout the season and been long-time sponsors. I mean, a couple of years now with S3 and also Basil Insurance.
Season 7 now.
Season
Shark
7.
Shooting Stars.
And we know all our sponsors personally. They're really great people.
Bratton under pressure. Looks to unload the ball in and out of the hands.
Pass intended for number 15,
Trevor Lee, 5'11", 245-pound fullback. You don't see a lot of teams with a fullback.
You don't.
Even at the pro and college
area
level.
in front of the bleachers clear. Please do not stand by the fence.
And if West York plays their cards right, they'll have an opportunity to get the ball back before halftime.
Yeah, brings up a 3rd down and 3. York Suburban needs to get the ball to about the, looks like the 46-yard line for a 1st down. Trips formation near side for York Suburban. Bratton rolls
Another
to his
rollout.
right, under pressure, and brought down.
Great job.
51, Hunter Markley.
Hunter Markley. We've been calling his name quite
yes.
often. He's been in the backfield throughout this whole first half. And I know the game's real early, but this may be one of the first times that, one of the defensive players may be a player of the game nominee.
Of course, York Suburban in no hurry to punt the ball off. West York has no timeouts remaining due, and as the clock continues
Pretty much burn
to
that
tick,
clock.
Just over 30 seconds and counting.
Number 18, Cameron Price.
Back to receive the punt.
Timeout. Trojans.
York Suburban going to stop the clock with 20.6 seconds to go. And your score, West York 7, York Suburban 0.
Has been a low-scoring affair so far in this game, but we also want to tell the fans that York Suburban did get in the end zone twice, but both touchdowns were called back
on penalties.
Big-time plays too, or big-time pass, and also a 33-yard run from Mikey Benavega.
Mikey Benavenia has been as good as advertised here tonight.
He is.
Solid effort so far in the first half from Mikey Benavenia. But this West York team comes in here tonight with something to prove. They're looking for their first win of the season.
Yeah.
And they are up right now, 7-0.
Want to give a big shout out to West York for staying focused and their fans still showing up. Like as we said, they're technically on a 17-game losing streak if you want to consider last year as well. But the fans still show up. The program's still emerging and still getting better. So big shout out to West York. It looks like they'll get a chance to get the ball back as well.
Down at the Bulldogs' 35-yard line.
And they'll set up shop at West York at own 35-yard line with 12.8 seconds to go.
And what do you do in this situation? Run one play and pretty much go to halftime?
Into halftime with a 7-0 lead.
Or do you push it a little bit and go for a big play big yardage play and see how far you can get down the field.
See what Coach Q has
Illegal procedure.
dialed up here. Well, a penalty called against York Suburban.
And that's going to...
It'll be first and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Ball set up at the 35-yard line of West York.
And it looks like West York is in a trip set. They're looking to pass the ball in this last play.
Walker back.
There's another penalty call.
Away, a flag thrown.
Pass set for number 24.
There's been flags thrown throughout this whole first half.
Play.
Has to be at least a 7 to 8 flags so far in this first half. And we have a young team like York Suburban and also West York. You wonder, you know, if they're more penalized and have more penalties throughout the game because being such a young team and sometimes being a little undisciplined and unfocused out there on the field.
And that penalty called on West York.
It looks like West York is not going to try to do anything fancy here with only about 7 seconds to go. They're probably going to take a knee and go ahead and go into halftime up 7-0.
Ball set up now on the 16-yard line. And there you have it, sports fans. West York's just going to kneel down on that play and head into the locker room with a 7-0 lead over York Suburban. A 1-yard touchdown run by quarterback Isaac Roberts is the lone score in this game. As again, we have arrived at halftime here at West York High School Stadium on an absolutely magnificent night for football. And we learn to enjoy this weather because as we progress through the season, things will tend to get a little cooler as the season progresses.
There's a heat wave going on next week, but after next week, I believe the temperatures are expected to drop somewhat. And, you know, we'll be out there in the elements, you know, filming the games and bringing the game to you. As we say, you know, one of our catch lines that we bring the game to you. So we will be there. And we have...
Well, it looks like York Suburban's marching band will be coming out here on the playing field.
We have our sideline reporter, Tyler Stroney, up here now, writing down some notes, giving us some notes about,
He's going to give us a little bit of a report from the sidelines and his vantage point from the first half.
And we also
has this surprised you so far, the first half of the score and this game and the flow?
Well, no, not in particular. I like to see that West York is up at home. You know, I think that's always good for the home crowd to have their team winning, you know, playing at home. But, you know, York Suburban not having any points on the board so far. I'm a little bit surprised by that. They did get in the end zone twice, but it was called back. So I expect to see them to be more aggressive in the second half. But so far, this is a, you know, D2 matchup of two emerging teams, young teams that, you know, are trying to, you know, make their way in that Division II. And it's happening just as I kind of thought it would.
Yeah, and of course, we mentioned some of the, we hope to have some scores from around the league if fans that are tuned in, maybe attending a game, want to message us and give us an
Absolutely.
update.
Go to the live chat, go to YouTube under White Rose Community Television, Sports Shooting Stars, and go to the live chat if you have any updates of any games around the county. But we also want to highlight the marching band and all the work they put in throughout the season and throughout the week. And we'd like to give them some opportunity to get some TV time as well.
Well, you notice, sports fans, the West York Marching Band cheering the York Suburban Marching Band as they make their way out to midfield.
The band is led by drum majors Alex Heisey and Kylie Delgado. Our field show is titled Becoming. Try to envision or imagine one's hopes and dreams, and then fighting for those dreams and achieving them.
And we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes to finish up with our halftime report.
The process of dreaming and imagining what one wants to do as they go through life. As life goes on, you have to be brave and fight for those things you want to achieve. Our second piece is a compilation of Fight Song by Rachel Bladden and Brave by Sarah Bareilles. Our finale is Come Alive with Brave Showman. Musical soloists in the show are Aaron West and Jesse Ehrlich on mellophone, Johnny Allen on saxophone, and Finn Sullivan on trumpet. The students and staff would like to thank the York Suburban Music Students Association, the York Suburban School Board, administrators, staff, and all the parents and alumni who continue to support the marching band. And now, under the direction of Alex Heisey and Kylie Delgado, the York Suburban Marching Band presents Becoming.
We'll talk about that when we come back on. Yeah, I got you. Some of the guys between in the trenches.
And for West York, number 11 for the defense, I'm trying to get his name. Slade Moore, number 50, and then Jacob Mitchell, number. It's really been a defensive matchup back there, and the coaches know it. Like, the coaches are really bringing it. They know where number 2 is at all times. They know where he's at. They're calling him out. They know where he's at.
Mikey Benavides.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the York Suburban Trojan Marching Band. A special shout out to the pit crew tonight under the leadership of John Brown.
I have some 240 to 3 York.
And Laura Brown. And especially Jane Brown. At this time, we would like to take a moment to make a special recognition of some of our amazing 4th and 5th grade students at Trimmer Elementary. Over the summer, our students have had the opportunity to participate in a summer reading program. In order to participate in the summer reading reward, students were required to read 500 minutes from May 26th through August 17th. Over 90 students at Trimmer achieved this goal and many surpassed this expectation by reading over 1,000 minutes. Trimmer students demonstrated a love of reading, a desire to maintain the growth they made the previous year, and exceptional reading skills by electing to participate in this challenge. The following students were randomly selected to be recognized for their amazing dedication to reading and academic achievement over the summer. Introducing Noah Hunter from Miss Bovender's class. Nyla McGill from Miss Hall's class. Nyla Robertson from Miss Yannick's class. Lila Noor from Miss Eckvold's class. Boston Sartalis from Mr. Getz's class. Also from Mr. Getz's class, Sylvia Schott. Matthew Stroman from Mrs. Holder's class. And both from Mr. Coon's class, Branson Fulton and Amir Justice. Also, would any other Trimmer students that are here tonight please stand and be recognized? Let's give a round of applause to all of these awesome students for all the great things they're doing at Trimmer Elementary. Now, we would like to conclude this presentation with a friendly competition called Race the Bulldog. On the word go, the students on the field will race the Bulldog to the end zone. Any students that beat the Bulldog will receive a prize. Thank you again, Trimmer Elementary students. Mr. Furman, are we ready? Mr. Furman, are you smelly? On your mark. Get set. Go! Let's give a round of applause to all the students who participated in the Summer Reading Challenge. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by WSN, the Wilson Sports Network. In the second quarter, it is E-Town 7, Redline 7. In the first quarter, it is Manheim Central 21, Susquehannock 0. Bermudian Springs 3, York Catholic 0. Central York 28, Spring Grove 0.
That Catholic game right now, both of those teams. We're back, sports fans. Dew Jones, Todd Edwards, along with Tyler Stroney, our sideline reporter, is here with us. Tyler, as both teams are back out of the locker rooms, kind of warming up, why don't you give us a little bit of your perspective from the sidelines?
Well, you guys know I love defense, and this has been a defensive matchup, you guys. Now, let me tell you something. West York came out firing, all right? They ran behind their center, Slade Moore. He's a freshman, all right? They went in for the QB sneak. They ran it behind their guy. They came out guns blazing, but you know what? This defense has also been dominating. Shout out to Shout out to this kid, Darnell Goring-Pollard. He's got 2 passes defended out there. He's got a tackle for loss. He's also keeping their number 2 receivers in check. You know, when you got to prepare for a guy like Mikey Bettavega, you know, you got to rely on your other guys to step up, and he has been shutting down the other options. Also, shout out to Jacob Mitchell, number 85, the transfer from Central York, providing pressure all night for this West York D-line. And on the other side, who has impressed me the most tonight, and I think should be in running for player of the game if Suburban comes back, Tyrell Carter.
Number
Big,
55.
Number 55. He's big. He's bad. He's got 2 tackle for loss, a sack, and he's got 3 QB pressures. This has really been a domination of defense tonight, and I hope we see this in the second half because we've had a lot of shootouts this year, but you don't see too many defensive matchups like this in high school football anymore.
Right.
This is kind of what I live for, to watch games like this. So I'm going to give the mic back to Dew, and we're going to enjoy the second half of this game.
As you make your way back down on the sidelines there, Tyler, thanks for your input tonight from your perspective here. And as he mentioned, I think the defense of West York really kind of focusing in on number 2, Mikey Benavenia, and stopping him.
Yeah, Tyler does a great job of looking at the intangibles and the things that we don't see up here on the top of the booth. He does a great job. He's a defensive guy. As he said, it has been a defensive game so far, and it's really come down to the guys in the trenches, you know, pretty much controlling the game. Haven't seen any big plays from number 1 for West York, Amari Davis, and, you know, Sherrod, I'm sorry, his last name, Sherrod Anderson, but that's because it has been a defensive game. So, you know, keep an eye on some of the defensive guys that's getting in there and causing a lot of havoc.
With the game as we saw here in the first half, this may be enough to win, right, for West York 7-0. I mean, it's just been kind of a defensive game here.
And West York is in a great position. They have the lead up by 7 points. Looks like they're going to be receiving the ball in the second half here, so they have an opportunity to put some more points on the board and get a 2-score lead in this game somehow. They really want to walk out of here with a victory. Haven't had a victory in almost a season and a half, Todd, to be honest with you.
Since
So
2020.
2020.
So it's been a while. I want to give some scores from around the league. York High all over Northeastern, 40-3. Central York all over the Spring Grove Rockets, 35-0. New Oxford up over Dover, 29-12. And E-Town, Elizabethtown, has a 14-7 lead over Red Lion.
Also want to tell the fans, go ahead and tune in, and we'll tune into this game tonight. But of course, go to Sports Shooting Stars, located on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check us out, like our page. We're always posting some local content.
Yepes with the kick to the up man. And nice field. It's going to be nice field position for West York to start the third quarter. And you hear the West York marching band right in front of the student section.
And it's a packed house here tonight in West York. A lot of fans showed up.
On a beautiful night for football here.
Absolutely.
We hope that carries over next week as we make our way to Smalls Athletic Field. The home of the York High Bearcats will play host to the Lions of Red Lion. West York will be moving left to right on your TV screen. Blue jersey tops, white pants. Under pressure. Rolls out of the pocket, looking downfield. All the receivers are covered. And it's Amari Davis with the reception. First down into York Suburban territory.
And that's exactly what you want to do in the second half. Get the ball to your junior, Amari Davis, one of the star players for West York.
For West York.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us. We've just started the third quarter here. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars this Friday night. Dew Jones, Tyler Stroney, our sideline reporter, and yours truly, Todd Edwards. Want to wish Marcellus Gottwald a speedy recovery. Not with us tonight, took a fall off his bike, and we wish he has and hope he has a speedy recovery. Back to action here, Amari Davis with the carry.
Amari Davis on the carry. No.
Yeah, our guy Marcellus Gottwald, sideline reporter, took a nasty spill a couple of days ago. Wasn't able to attend our Eli Brooks fundraiser event because of it.
So I know how much he wanted to be there.
Absolutely, he's supposed to be our MC for that night. But you know, I'm pretty sure he's watching somewhere at home. But big shout out to Marcellus. Hope he gets well very soon. Also want to give a shout out to Brandy Shope. She's also over here at West York now. Her kids go to West York, and she was also part of the Eli Brooks fundraiser event last night. was a big contributor and big part of that program that we had at the old Central High School.
And a catch there by Sherrod Anderson.
Sherrod Anderson. First down, Bulldogs.
First down, Bulldog. Nice drive to kick things off here in the third quarter for West York.
Great way to start the second half possession for West York. They're getting the balls to their star players, Amari Davis.
Reminder to West York area high school students, Monday is the beginning of Spirit Week. Monday, please wear neon to school.
Right now, West York looks like they're in total control.
Yes, they are.
Bringing the
Bulldogs
ball
coming
down the field.
And not much going there.
Brought down in the backfield.
Great tackle from Eli Jury. Only a freshman, the 5'6", 155 outside linebacker for York Suburban.
4-yard loss there on that play, dude.
Eli Jury got in there fast and ate that up.
Busted that play up, and right now it brings up a 2nd and 14. Ball on the 35-yard line of York Suburban with just over 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Bulldogs over the Trojans, 7-0. It's been kind of a defensive game.
Absolutely, down in the trenches. Isaiah Roberts rolling out.
Roberts rolling to his left, looking downfield. And what a catch, dude, at the 30, down inside the 10-yard line.
10, Kyle Miller. First down,
A big first down for the West York Bulldogs on kind of like a busted play there, dude.
That was a great pass, great catch, amazing catch. Good block from Amari Davis also. He took a kind of a hard hit. From number 6, Amir Cheevers.
We've called Amir Chivers' name a few times.
He's a big boy. Amir
Flag
Cheevers is 215.
Flag down on that play, dude, with 9:44 to go.
And it looks like that's another flag against West York.
Back.
And I haven't watched a lot of West York games this year, but you wonder how many flags and how many penalties they have per game, because that's about the 8th flag so far in this game. And, you know, with their record being what it is, you wonder if that's, you know, undisciplined football could sometimes come back to hurt them sometimes.
Ineligible receiver downfield on that play.
And that was an amazing catch that's pretty much negated
Yes.
and wiped off the board.
Yep, it'll move them back now to the Trojans' 38-yard line now.
It'll be 2nd and 16 for the Bulldogs after the penalty.
Bring up a 2nd down and 16.
Like to see the Bulldogs pretty much clean up their penalties pretty much in the second half. They've been flagged a few times so far in this game. Isaac Roberts.
Under pressure and brought down.
Mark Walker brought down in the backfield. At the 44-yard line.
And not the way, a loss of 6 on that play, not the way West York wants to be moving backward here as they were moving the field, moving downfield to their due. But ball now on the 44-yard line, 3rd down and forever now for West York. We'll see what they can dial up here. Cute. Mark Walter back, throws the ball downfield and caught. And off and running, 15, 10, 5, down inside the 5-yard line.
And that's the
Darnell
action.
Goring Polt. We called his name BGP. How about it?
And that's
With
a nice
big
pass.
catch and run after.
Big time pass from Mark Walker. Also a basketball player for the West York Bulldogs.
I was told pregame that they'll have a bit of a platoon at the quarterback position. We've called Isaac Roberts' name, now Mark Walker in. And that sets up West York with great field position.
And Mark Walker looks pretty calm and confident back there for the West York Bulldogs. Handoff to Amari Davis.
Amari Davis looking for
Gets
running
to the
on
edge.
the near side.
And he's in.
And he may have been in.
He's in.
Touchdown.
Tough
Amari
play.
Davis, and just like that.
Tough play from Amari Davis.
Yeah, what looked to be a loss.
And Amari's
And Amari's
down,
right now. The training staff coming out to tend to Amari Davis.
And right now, West York is in cruise control. They're in the position they want to be in this game.
Right now,
Two-score
pending.
Two-score lead.
Right now, the concern here is for the West York faithful and injured player Amari Davis, listed at 5'11", 178, the junior running back and defensive back for West York.
Yeah, hope the best for Amari Davis. Going to swing the camera away from right now as he recovers. Maybe just a cramp, but he is about to get on. He was just about to get on his feet. I think at this time we should probably thank the sponsors for tonight, Todd.
Yeah, let's thank our sponsors: Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Engine Company Sport, S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, and York Area Flag Football League.
And also Pro Level Sports Agency and the Basketball Warehouse. All their contact information, their logo is at the bottom of our screen at the lower third. Go ahead and check them out. They do a great job throughout the year making sure these games are on TV and online. They really support, amateur, amateur sports, basketball, football, volleyball. These guys we can always count on, and they're always there for us. A big shout out to our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be able to get these games live and on TV
each and every week. And Amari Davis being helped off the field there.
The kick is up, and it is good.
Kick is good, and it gives West York the lead, 14-0 over York Suburban.
And I know the West York fans are pretty hyped up right now to be up 14-0 because it's been almost close to a season and a half before.
Yeah.
Since they had, going into the fourth quarter. That taste of victory,
yes.
Absolutely.
And last year this West York team went 0-10 under Coach Q. This year they started out the season 0-3. Played a tough Exeter Township team last week.
Tough Exeter Township team.
Bouncing back here this week against York Suburban. York Suburban comes in here with a 2-1 record, right in the thick of things in Division II IIAA, along with New Oxford, Dover.
And you got to think about York Suburban. They don't want to be that team that loses to a team that doesn't have any wins. So, York Suburban needs to wake up real quick, get back on the board. They're getting the ball back. They have to be more aggressive on offense, keep feeding the ball to number 2, Mikey Benavega. He's doing a great job so far in this game. And, York Suburban needs to wake up, and put some points on the board if they want to stay in this game.
Ball picked up at the 15-yard line.
There's a fumble.
The ball's out.
And
Looks
the ball's
like
out.
It's picked up, dude.
And he's stuck into the
touchdown.
Wow. Great special teams work.
Is that number 85? I believe from our vantage, is that number... There is a flag down. And just like that, dude, now we're awaiting word here.
There's a flag on the play.
And that's a touchdown run from the freshman, Jackson Ferber, number 80.
What a moment.
And that Ferber name sounds familiar. His dad, Jesse Ferber, is one of our longtime supporters as well with Prestige Motor Cars of York.
Yes.
One of our commentators as well.
Yes.
So congratulations to Jackson Ferber, the freshman, getting some time and doing a great job on special teams. And he's also starting on the defensive side as an outside linebacker.
Well, it looks like there's a hit to the head here,
Not sure if that's going to negate the touchdown. I think they did take the touchdown off the board, but West York will retain the ball.
The officials sorting things out here on the field.
And after some discussion, that touchdown is going to count.
There is no foul.
There is no foul for
No foul.
for targeting now.
I tell you
And
what,
the
the
play will
special
stand.
teams for West York has been all over the place. They have a block punt, and they also have a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Big shout out to number 80, Jackson Ferber.
Yeah, kind of
Only a
stupid
freshman.
score there by the freshman. Yeah. Earlier, it was hard from my vantage point if it was 80 or 85, and it was number 80,
Yep.
freshman Jackson Ferber.
And so far, the
With the
special
score.
teams have been doing everything for West York, keeping them in the game. Big time block punt, and now with that fumble recovery, and they're set to kick the extra point. Right down the middle.
The kick is up and good. With 8:04 to go, your score, West York 21, York Suburban 0.
Wow.
And just like that, 3 scores for West York, and clearly now they're in the driver's seat.
They
As
are in
we
the driver's
mentioned,
seat.
They come in here with an 0-3 record, and you wouldn't know it based on their play tonight, too.
Yeah, as we said before, it's all the 3 phases of the game, right? And this third phase of the special teams for West York has really came up big. It almost seems like York Suburban's shell-shocked a little bit and not ready for what West York's bringing to the table. But great job from the West York special teams unit. They're doing an amazing, block punt, fumble recovery, and right now they have another opportunity to make some plays on the special teams.
Coach Q has his team ready to play tonight, and 8:04 to go here in the third quarter.
Also want to add for Jackson Ferber, number 80, set up there by the kicker. That's a great job of keeping his eyes on the ball. Sometimes you're so focused on knocking down the player or getting a tackle that you're not really focused on the ball. And he saw the ball out, picked it up, and scampered all the way into for a touchdown. That's going to hit the stat sheet this week.
But a big special teams play. We saw that earlier in the game to kick things off. Remember the block punt recovered by West York.
And here's another kick. Let's see if
End over
York
end.
Suburban can do something this time with the ball. And so far,
And
West
brought
York
down.
has been dominant in this game, Todd. I mean, you
Yeah,
can start
they have.
seeing the momentum and just the aggression that they have towards York Suburban. And York Suburban hasn't responded at all so far in this game.
Ball spot at the 22-yard line.
7:58 to go. Ball be set up at the 22-yard line of York Suburban.
And I got a chance to talk to one of their assistant coaches, and he told me so far this year they were up a few times in the first quarter, but hasn't been up going into the third quarter. And this is their biggest lead of the season. And if they play their cards right and clean up, the penalties, they can walk away with their first victory of the season against a good York Suburban team. Rylan Brayton out there passing the ball right in the middle.
Oh, and incomplete.
And Rylan Brayton's getting pressure from both defensive ends for West York.
Pass intended for number 9.
Put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Second and 10 coming up for the Trojans.
Yeah, that pass was intended for number 9, Dakota Shue. Incomplete. Brings up a 2nd down and 10. We're in the third quarter here. Sports Shooting Stars, Friday night football from West York High School.
Wasn't expected coming in here to think that, West York would be up 21 zip, pretty much. I would think that, York Suburban would have put at least a couple points on the board. As we said, the fans that just tuning in, they did score in the first quarter twice, but both those calls were called back.
And not much running room there.
Mike Benavini brought down by number 51, Hunter Markley.
And that's Hunter Markley.
Hunter
You've been calling
Markley
his name
again.
quite often this game. He's been a monster on the defensive end for West
6
York.
foot 235.
Third and 12 coming up for the Trojans.
He's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12 for York Suburban.
I don't see any spark right now from York Suburban. I just don't see it. They had it the first quarter, started to lose a little bit at the second quarter, and they came out after halftime very conservative and, just playing uninspired football so far. I'd like to see them do
Well,
something
they need a big play right now.
here, 3rd and 12.
3rd and 12.
And going
Right,
deep,
looking
and the
to go
ball's up in the
deep to
air.
Mikey
There's 3
Benavenia.
players there.
Incomplete.
Pass intended for Mike Benavini is incomplete.
And
Almost
Rylan
in
Brayton's
triple
not having a
coverage
lot.
there.
Rylan Brayton's not having a lot of time in the pocket. He has to make a quick decision, and that gives a lot of credit to, as we said again, this is a defensive game. Got to give a lot of credit to the West York defensive lineman for really blowing up that line and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Don't understand why York Suburban is not giving the ball back to Mikey Benavega. He had a great first half, running the ball, but that last possession, he didn't get any touches at all. Close to another block.
That's a low punt.
Cameron
Set up.
Price.
West York, with nice field position here. With 7:05 to go, your score, West York 21, York Suburban 0. We'll be back next Friday as we travel to Smalls Athletic Field as the York High Bearcats will host Red Lion.
West Manchester Police Department, Charlotte Fire Company, UPMC,
Continue to follow Sports Shooting Stars on Facebook and Instagram. Like and subscribe our page on YouTube, Sports Shooting Stars.
And as we said before, Tyler Stroney also alluded to it, this has been a defensive game so far, and West York's defense have kept York Suburban out the end zone and a shutout so far in this game.
Yeah, important for West York, I think, to maintain that shutout.
And get a pulled pork sandwich, sunny side up, also for $6.
Running play there for West York.
Also accepted with a $5 minimum purchase. Loss of 1 on the play.
A loss of 1 brings up a second down and 11.
11 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Right now, West York is totally in cruise control. They can kind of work the clock a little bit, get their guys well rested. And as you can see, Mark Walker is staying in the game, number 19, the quarterback for West York right now, replacing Isaac Roberts. And that's
Looking
another
to go
deep ball.
There
He's
it is,
open.
dude, right there, 20,
Wow.
50, 5, touchdown.
And that was design
Darnell
play.
Goring Pollard, a 46-yard touchdown reception by DGP.
Great pass, great catch. And if you
You
know,
kind of saw that develop here
did.
from the press box.
and if you know Mark Walker, number 19 for West York, he's a confident football player. He's a confident basketball player. He goes out there, he has a lot of confidence in himself. And that was a time pattern right there. As soon as they called Hunt, he knew right where he was going. He had the arm to throw it, and it was a great catch and a score.
And
This is probably the
just like-
best game West York has put together in the last 2 seasons, Todd.
The kick is up,
The kick is up.
and it is no
No
good.
good, dude.
High score, Bulldogs 27.
With your score, West York 27, York Suburban 0. Some audio difficulties here in the
And West York is back out there to kick the ball. We were talking about this being a defensive game,
Well,
but they're doing it in all phases so far. Offense, defense, and also special teams.
And right now, West York kind of opening the gates up here right now with
Got
27 points.
Got Tyler Stroney here, our sideline reporter, to give us a quick little update of what he sees down there on the field.
Man, shout out to the West York special teams unit for upstarting this game right here. Jacob Mitchell for forcing it, Jackson Ferber coming up and picking it up, and it's going to be the tackle there. And we're going to see something different from Suburban here. You're going to have to move your best player around. You're going to have to get Mikey Benavega somewhere out there and connect with him.
Do you sense they're trying to bottle him up and contain him so far?
They are.
Three-quarter.
I mean, the West York coaching staff came in with a great game plan for him. He is being double teamed everywhere he goes. That West York sideline is calling his name. They know where he's at. So someone else on this Suburban team is going to have to step up. You got a lot of weapons. You have the ability to score quickly. This game is not over yet. We still got a lot of time left to play. So it could get really interesting here if Suburban goes down and scores on this drive.
Right now, a new set of downs here, a new series for York Suburban. We'll see what they can do with 6:06 to go. Bratton back in shotgun formation. Benavenia to his left. And they give to Mikey Benavenia right up the middle, past the 40-yard line with the carry.
Yeah, you're not going to get back in this game running the ball. You're going to have to figure out, you're going to have to take some shots downfield at this point, Todd. You're going to have to see what works here.
Essentially by 4 scores, and the clock continues to tick, Tyler.
One thing you have to do here is you got to run a lot of motion. You know, you got to factor in the clock, but you got to try something new here. You got to move some people around. You got to get some people in some new places here.
And back to that running game. Benavenia midfield, 45, 40, down inside the 40-yard line. And just like that, Benavenia with a nice run. Has to be up over 100 yards rushing. Has to be up over 100
Oh, yeah, he's almost
easily.
He's up at 150 at this point.
And a new set of downs here for York Suburban as a bit of a hurry-up offense here for York Suburban. They give to Mikey Benavenia again.
Mike Benavenia on the carry.
Just over 5 minutes to go here, Tyler, in the third quarter.
And Anthony Waller's combining on the stop.
You're going to have to see him take a shot downfield. You know, they're testing him. By putting Mikey in the backfield, you're going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities on the outside, so you're going to have to take one of those shots because you got one-on-one coverage down here on the right side of the field, and you also got it on the left side of the field too, so we're going to see how it goes here if they're going to take a deep shot downfield. You know, West York is sleeping on this drive right here.
In motion, Beatty. And they give, and they're all over Mikey Benavenia there at West York defense.
Brought down by number 54, Anthony King, and number
And if West
51,
York
Hunter
manages to
Markley.
walk out of here with a shutout, do we consider giving the whole West York starting defense player of the game? I
They
mean,
could be.
this is a special moment for them. They have not been in this position in a very long time. And there is
And I
a
know
lot
your
of
defensive
energy
guy-
down there right now.
Yeah. Oh. Bratton looking to throw the ball. Flushed out of the pocket and caught for a
Pass is
catch.
complete to number 4, Alex Kefever.
Alex
There's a
Kefever
flag
with a
play.
reception, a flag down in that play, Tyler.
Yeah, and they've been moving him around too. You know, you got to get the ball to your athletes, and that's one of their athletes as well. He's been quiet all night, but he also has that one spark ability. You know, he's one play away from breaking open in this game. So if one of these guys can break open and they can free up Mikey Betavega, then they can really make a impact here in the fourth quarter and make this game interesting.
How important is it for this series for them to score?
This is the drive. You got to get some points on the board here. You know, there's no kicking a field goal on fourth down. You got to go for it, and it's 3rd and 9 right here.
Yeah, brings up a 3rd down. Looks like that 3rd down, and they're setting it up right now. It looks like there's some discussion with the crew here.
Watch to see how much pressure West York brings on this 3rd down, because this is an obvious passing situation for Suburban, unless they want to surprise us and give us a draw. Let's see if number 85, Jacob Mitchell, can get after him down there, you know.
I'm seeing he's playing that defensive end position, a transfer from Central here to West York.
Yeah, he's the one who stripped the ball on that touchdown that was picked up. So he's been playing well, too. He's a candidate for player of the game down there, too. And it appears number 7 is being left wide open. Oh, they're going to adjust here. They're going to shift out to him. There's going to be a flag on the field. And
That's a timeout.
A timeout called.
Dead ball foul. Ball start. Offense.
And one thing that has killed Suburban this game is penalties.
Penalties, yes.
They are up over 70 yards in penalties this game. They have had 2 touchdowns called back on one drive, and that was at the beginning of the game.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're watching this game right now, Tyler. It's never too early to start considering maybe some of the viewers thinking about possible player of the games. I know you mentioned that defense. You mentioned Jacob Mitchell's name.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of guys out there tonight. You know, Mari Davis. He's had a quiet game as well, but, you know, the big touchdown
with a run there down inside the 20-yard line.
And he never went down on that play. He just threw 3 guys off of him. That's what makes him so special.
And again, we see some of the yellow flags thrown.
You know, shout out to these officials hanging in there. You know, they've been putting in overtime the last few months. You know, there's been a huge referee shortage. You know, shout out to all the officials across the county. You know, they hang in there. They deal with a lot of stuff. You know, people yelling at them, you know, and, you know.
No doubt. And there's a shortage.
Yeah, there's a shortage. They're out there. They're doing this because they love the game. They really do. You know, these guys, they just stay involved. This is how they, you know, keep involved in the game. So, you know, we want to thank all of them, you know, across all sports in York County, you know.
Illegal block.
Yeah, if there's interest from any of the viewers that may be thinking this Friday night, maybe I want to jump into it. You can get more information on the PIAA website if you want to participate and get the training necessary to become an official. Tyler, it looks like some penalties down there on the field, which are moving York Suburban back.
And long for the Trojans.
Looks like it'll be a
It's going to be a
first
first
and
and 25.
forever here. Yeah, first
Wow.
and 25. We get that sorted out. Bratton looking to throw the ball deep downfield. Ooh, into some coverage there.
Dakota Shoe.
Dakota Shoe is his intended receiver.
And who was on coverage that guy? Pollard, again. That's his 5th pass defended tonight. You know, everywhere the ball has been, he has been there.
He's been,
you know, and he has a touchdown tonight, too. He's been playing both ways. I don't think he's come off the field all night. I think he's been playing special teams, too.
As
So
well,
shout
all
out to
three
him. You know, that's a superstar right there on the field tonight for West York.
Second down and 25 with 3:19 to go here in
And
the
we got
third
an
quarter.
empty set here for York Suburban.
Bulldogs.
Timeout West York.
And making
As
his
West
debut
York's
tonight,
gonna-
ladies and gentlemen, is DJ Furman.
Talk things over here with 3:19 to go. West York with the lead 27-0, shutting out York Suburban. And a bit of a surprise here tonight, Tyler. I think coming into tonight's game.
You know, West York is a really proud program. You know, they have had some teams in the past that have absolutely bulldozed teams from across the state. I mean, this used to be a perennial powerhouse in our area.
Yeah.
And across the state, they really were a powerhouse, you know. So, you know, they just need that guy. And they're starting to find that. This is a young team right here. This is a developing team. You know, this is a team that could really make some noise in the future. And this is a program that the resources are there. I mean, I played a game here 3 years ago when I was a sophomore. And these are nice locker rooms. These are nice facilities. They have a nice weight room. This is a program that could really come out in the next few years and dominate the county again if they do things right. And it seems like they might be able to find that this year. They got a young core. There's not a lot of seniors out there. And they're going to go deep.
Bratton under pressure.
Oh,
Looks like he's going to be
sacked.
brought down. And a flag thrown.
Brings down Ron Bratton. There is a flag on the play.
Shout out to big number 73, Dylan Hopwood on the defensive.
Personal foul.
Yeah, 6'2", 315 pounds.
That guy has been dominating the trenches tonight. You know, he's been holding it down for Suburban. I've been watching him. You know, that's a big kid right there.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, it's. Being told fans want to comment that you have to subscribe to the YouTube page for Sports Shooting Stars under White Rose Community Television channel. Bring up a second down and 12.
He's going to roll
rolls
out.
to his right. In coverage. And caught.
Is complete to number 7, Ja'Kai Beatty.
Ja'Kai Beatty with the reception,
So play
Tyler.
is a first down for the
It
Trojans.
is a new set of downs for York Suburban.
We got about 2 minutes left here in the third quarter, Todd. This is going to be interesting here. Do you want to continue to pound the rock, or do you want to air it out here? Do you want to get some? You got a lot of matchups going on the outside here, Todd.
Well, back to the running game there to give to Mikey Benavania. Not much going there.
On the carry. Brought down by number 56, Anthony Walters.
Anthony Walters with the tackle.
Yeah, he's been all over it all
another
game. You
one.
know, he's been playing at the line of scrimmage. He's been playing really low, and he's been getting after it. He's been on Mikey's tail all night when Mikey's been in the backfield. So.
Yeah, another player for West York, number 51, Hunter Markley, another player that's hustling out there in on a lot of plays. Oh, swatted away there by Cassell Bones. Pass intended for Alex Kiefer.
Nice coverage there by Bones on the outside, Todd.
Yeah, you saw he just swatted away that pass intended to number 4.
He did a great job
Alex
of keeping his hips in
Kiefer.
line with the receiver there. Really great technique. That's great coaching by West York right there.
Trips formation
Shout
near
out to their
side. Third
coaching
down
staff.
now for York Suburban. Pennsylvania in motion. Under pressure. Just had to throw it away.
Well, and Brad's pass is incomplete.
Incomplete. Fourth down. And you would think it's 4-down territory here, Tyler.
Oh,
with
yeah,
1:36
definitely.
to go here in the third quarter.
Definitely. If I'm West York, I might be looking to bring pressure on this, depending on where Mikey Bettavega lines up.
Ball be set up at the 12-yard line.
Because right now, if I'm West York, I have enough trust in my corners that they can lock down everybody one-on-one, because that's what's been happening all game. So I'm going to put my faith in my secondary here on 4th down, and that's what they're going to do. He's going to drop back the pass, and he's going to overthrow him.
That pass was intended for Alex Kiefer. At turnover on downs, it'll be a first down Bulldogs with 1:32 to go. West York 27, York Suburban 0.
And at this point in the game, Todd, do you think about putting some of your young guys in if you're West York, seeing what you got on your bench, seeing who could be a breakout star later in the season if you need somebody, There's a lot of spark plugs waiting on both these benches tonight. So
give them the opportunity, right, at this point with a 4-score lead right now. Now West York will set up on their own 12-yard line.
now if I'm Suburban here, this is where coaching comes into play. You got to go after the ball. You got to try to strip that ball. You got to get in there. You got to try to come in and knock that ball out, because you can focus on the big hit all day, but right now it's going to have to come down the form. You got to force some turnovers here if you want to get back into this game, because you still got 15 minutes. You can put up points. You got the best athlete on the field tonight.
And if you're West York, you're content to run the ball and run the clock right now with a 4-touchdown lead right now, 27-0. Bring up a second down and 9 for West York with just over a minute to go here in the third quarter.
And you got 2 backs in the backfield if you're West York, so you have the running mentality already in mind. You got a big tight end out there. You're running out there.
Looks like some movement there, Tyler.
They're in a pro set. They're going to run pros the whole rest of this game most likely. And they're going to try to power their way behind this offensive line, who jump-started this game for them. So they're going to put their faith in their offensive line right here. They're already showing their hand, Todd.
Yeah, you're seeing that.
For our third quarter entertainment, DJ Furman. We're back here next week.
Clock continues to run here for West York. And of course, Tyler, we want to remind the fans we'll be back next week as we make our way to York High. Red Lion at York High next Friday with Sports Shooting Stars.
I am excited to see that matchup. I really am. Red Lion they're back.
Yeah,
they're running the ball well. They got a big offensive line. They finally found their quarterback. So we will see how their season goes,
Stacked up right now. York High was taking care of business at Northeastern.
Yeah, Jaheim White is just a different athlete.
Yes,
I mean, we saw it against Carlisle. That was just
and
one
Sam
of the greatest.
Stoner as well.
Oh, yeah.
Great game, 6 touchdown passes.
We get to see. We have a lot of
both
great games
them,
coming up this year, and we got 2 open slots. So whoever's hot, we'll coming to them.
Team, yeah.
Central York and Reading looks to be a good matchup. There's a lot of matchups coming up that, with the whole league play shifting this year in terms of scheduling, there's going to be a lot of out-of-conference matchups coming up too that we could possibly hit. So.
And we've arrived again at the end of the third quarter, the final 12 minutes are coming up with your score. West York 27, York Suburban 0. And of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Dean's Auto Plaza, Basil Insurance Company, Engine Company Sports, along with S3 Performance Training, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, York Area Flag Football League, and 2 new sponsors. We have 2 new sponsors tonight. Do?
Yeah, and also Pro Level Sports Agency. Their info, you can contact them at info@prolevelagentsagents.com. Also CFLA PA certified, as well as Basketball Warehouse Training Facility, 2292 Industrial Highway, York, PA. Look them up on Facebook and also Instagram.
We're back with the start of the 4th quarter, sports fans. And this West York student section, very happy tonight. And a big run here by number 24.
And there's another flag on the field, Todd.
By Brandon DeJesus.
And I know for sure
We're
the
kinda
West
getting
York
used-
faithfuls are pretty happy to be watching this game or to be here and seeing their team up by 27 points over,
Yes.
you know, across the street rival pretty much with York Suburban. Only about 5 miles distance between
Yeah, not too
both schools.
Far, yeah, too many miles separate these 2 schools. And tonight, West York, I mean, it comes into this game, dude, with a 17-game losing streak.
Yes.
And right now, they're 11 minutes and 51 seconds
Absolutely.
from tasting victory here
And
tonight,
not only
man.
winning, but winning big and,
Yes.
and putting out a shutout so far in this game against York Suburban. I mean, you know, the defense is playing stout, but for them to walk away from this game with having, you know, not allowing York Suburban to get into the end zone, it's going to be a real momentum booster moving into the season.
And not much running room there.
And as you can see,
Roberts
Isaac
back
Roberts
in.
is back in the game.
Kind of a little platoon quarterback situation here
Third and
for West York. Brings up a 3rd down and 13.
And as we said before, when Mark Walker was in the game, he has that swag to him. He's a very confident basketball player, pretty much an athlete. He's confident on the football field as well. So, you know, Mark Walker, number 19, he was in there. He threw that dart for a big-time touchdown to number 11, Darnell Goring-Pollard. And, you know, just the swag that, you know, Mark Walker comes into the game with.
Rolling near side.
Tough.
Tough catch there, almost intercepted.
It's always
Sherrod
tough
Anderson,
rolling
intended
left
receiver.
and passing with your right. It's
Right.
always a tough pass.
Brings up a 4th down for West
Quincy
York.
Quay and
10:53 to go.
Miller on the stop.
We also got to tell the fans, both ball clubs are young teams. They have a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors on their team. They're not senior heavy at all. They're young D2 emerging teams that, you know, that battle against each other throughout the year. This is a great testament to see where they're gonna land in the Division II bracket. And keep an eye on West York. West York can continue to play basketball. Play football.
Yeah.
At all 3 phases like they have been in this game as far as offense, defense, and special teams. They're going to be something to be reckoned with.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be spotted about the
It looks like an injured Bulldog down there, Tyler. I can't quite make out the number here as a training staff.
38-yard line.
Yeah, if West York holds on to win this game, which it looks like at this point they probably will, imagine the energy that's going to come.
Oh.
I would not be surprised if you see this student section run out on the field. You know, it has been 5 years since this team has beat York Suburban here at home. So this would be one for the memory books.
One for the no doubt, and we're glad we're here. Sports Shooting Stars is here. A 17-game losing streak for West York. They're 10:53 away from tasting victory here, Tyler.
You know, this is just, it's great to see. It really is. You know, it's been a long time. You know, this is a program that has gone through, you know, a lot in recent years in terms of trying to find an identity, and they're starting to find that identity. They really are, and I think tonight's a big stepping point to finding that. You know, this team could get hot. A few years ago, they got hot at the end of the year, and they snuck into the playoffs. You know, just because you start your season 0-3 does not mean that you could not get hot at the end and sneak into the playoffs, and it's good to see.
Good
You know,
point.
we've seen that with so many teams in recent years. A few years ago, Red Lion got hot at the end of the season and marched in the playoffs and snuck up on somebody. So this could be a big one. And for Suburban, their season's not over either. You know, they're still contenders in 5A. They're still a solid team. You still got one of the best athletes in the area, and you got a lot of guys. You know, you just got to look at the film and come back from it. And you know,
good
that's
insight, good
football.
Yes, and here looks like number 10 Kyan Moore for West York is able to walk off on his own accord here with the training staff. Which is always good to see. York Suburban with decent field position here to start their drive here in the fourth quarter.
First and 10 for the
And if you're Suburban, you just want to build off something here. You want to find something that gives you positivity going into the next game, you know. Don't exhaust your superstars. Find some new options. Experiment with the playbook. Try some creative things.
Oh, and boy, brought down hard.
Rylan Bratton. Down by Jacob Mitchell and company.
And that is Jacob Mitchell again,
Big,
coming after
big
him.
I mean, came right through the gap there.
64 Carter McLean and on the stop. Ball spot at the 50-yard line will be second and about 17.
Second and 17 for the Trojans. Ball at midfield. Do your thoughts.
Well, I'm pretty surprised by the way York Suburban is playing. I don't believe they have over 150 all-purpose yards in this game so far. So big shout out to West York for playing great defense. And as I say that, Micah Benavega busted it wide open. That's what he does. All the way to the house.
Mike Benavenia on the carry is in the end zone.
50-yard touchdown by Mikey Benavenia, and just like that, the Trojans are on the scoreboard.
And shout out to that Suburban coaching staff, being able to see that up in the booth and take advantage of an aggressive West York D-line flying upfield. You get the ball to your best player right there on a draw like that, and that's how you get back into football games.
Their home run hitter with a home run on that big run.
Yeah, it only took a matter of time for Mikey Benavega to finally hit the end zone and get in there for a touchdown. We see another flag on the field right now. Well, no, that's not a flag. Sorry, I thought that was a flag on the field, but looks like York Suburban's also going for a
two-point conversion.
You're going to see a shift here. He's going to become the lead blocker, and they're going to give it back to Mikey Benavega.
Inside the 5.
He's going to sneak in on the outside.
And in for the 2-point score.
Our score, Trojans 8, Bulldogs.
And that's that field vision that we were talking about from Mikey Benavega. He made something out of nothing pretty much.
At Dean's Auto Plaza, we sell trucks as a team. Life is a game of trucks, gentlemen, and the trucks people need are everywhere around us. When you add a free year of roadside assistance and a free 6-month, 7,500-mile powertrain warranty with your truck purchase, it's gonna make a difference to that customer. And when you look at that customer, you'll know they love trucks as much as you. Now, what are you gonna do? Now you know what you need to do. Dean's Auto Plaza. We are Hanover's truck giant.
And we're back.
We're back here. York Suburban getting set to kick off to West York.
To kick off for the Trojans.
And
That's
an
an
onside kick there.
That
That's
looks
it.
like it
Ball's out.
was recovered.
A scramble for the ball right now.
Don't know what's going on as of yet. Looks like West York does have the ball.
Down by number 18, Cameron Price.
Cameron Price with the
First and 10
recovery
for the Bulldogs at
for West
their
York.
own
Some
48-yard line.
updates. We have Bermuda Springs 10, York Catholic 15. Central York 35, over Spring Grove at half, 0. New Oxford 29, Dover 12 at half. Thanks for those updates, Nathaniel Renault, I'm sorry.
And ball set up at the 48-yard line for West York. 9:50 to go.
And that does give York Suburban some confidence in this game. You know, having Mikey Benavega bust that big time run up the middle. Hopefully they can do something on defense now.
And a run by West York right up the middle, 40.
And he's gone.
35-30.
Just like
20,
that.
10.
And that's a touchdown.
For Brandon DeJesus.
Brandon DeJesus has been having a great game so far.
A 52-yard run. Kind of matches Mikey Benavenia's run.
It does.
Just like that.
Pretty much back to back. And again, this West York team has looked dominant so far in this game. You know, coming in 0-3, pretty much on a 17-game losing streak coming into this game, but you
Yeah.
couldn't tell
No.
tonight because they're doing it on all phases of the game, special teams, defense, and offense.
They're clicking tonight right now, and they are on the cusp of picking their first win up of the season. As you mentioned, last year they went 0-10. Their last win came in 2020. Kick is up. And good.
And there's some points being put up between both ball clubs now. It's already 40-some points between both ball clubs. And West York, like I said, for them to come in 0-3, can't tell. They got 34 points on the board so far.
Yep. And your score, West York 34, York Suburban 8, with 9:36 to go.
Great play from West York. Big time runs between both ball clubs, but West York has been totally dominant tonight. Scoring on offense, defense, and on the special teams.
Yes, all three phases.
And for the West York coaches, this is one of those games you go back and you look at the, you look at the film and you show all the good things that happened in this game, and you want to continue to build on that momentum going into the other games into the season, because this is the type of game you want, as we keep saying about all three phases, doing their job and playing really well at home.
And the kick down near the 20-yard line for York Suburban being returned. I noticed, too, from high atop the press box here, number 1, Amari Davis for West York, is on the sidelines with crutches. I would imagine his work is completed for this evening.
Amari Davis scored a touchdown in, I believe, the second quarter.
Yeah, and got injured.
Yeah, got injured. I believe that was in the second quarter, and it hasn't been in the game since. We'll do some updates on Amari Davis, number 1 for West York, the junior playmaker for the Bulldogs. Want to give a shout out to Brandy Shopes. She's also on our live chat watching the game tonight. She's a big West York fan, former graduate of West York. Her kids go to West York as well. Play for the
Bleeds
program.
blue and white.
She definitely does. Mikey Benavega, and that might be
it looked like they were trying to strip the ball, and maybe in the process hit his face mask there.
Yeah, it looked like a face mask from this angle. Wasn't called, though.
But a first down for York Suburban.
And you can see York Suburban now in that hurry-up offense. They're trying to put some points on the board fast. Brayton in the pocket. He sees somebody
Down the middle,
wide
down the
open.
seam, wide open. In and out of the hands of Jakai Beatty.
Pass is incomplete, intended for number 7, Jakai Beatty.
It's almost as if Jakai Beatty was surprised that he had the ball in his hands and he was that wide open.
Yeah.
The 5'11",
injured Bulldog down right now.
The 5'11" junior for York Suburban.
And the training staff, they've been busy as well tonight.
They have been. They have been. How about that first game we did this year, Todd, when all the players are catching cramps back to back? I mean, they were out. The trainers were out there all game for both ball clubs.
I believe that was the Hempfield and Dallastown game. It was temperatures in the 90s that day, and
cramps
it was
all
a warm
across
one,
the field.
9:05 to go. Again, your score, West York 34, York Suburban 8. Tyler, your thoughts?
Well, I hope he's okay down there, but that was Pollard's 7th pass defended this game. He has been everywhere. He has 2 tackles for loss. He has been in the backfield. He has been deep. They have been moving him around, and he has been showing up. So I hope he's all right. I think he'll be up in a minute, but he's been balling out this game.
Absolutely.
It's been fun watching him just dominate out there tonight.
And you can see him back on his feet
there, Tyler.
He's one of the nominees, I would believe, to be player of the game so far.
BGP, yeah, 46-yard touchdown reception. And back to action here. A 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 44-yard line. York Suburban. And back
Great
to the
change
running
of
game.
direction.
Midfield.
Great
Benavenia,
change of
45,
direction.
40. Looking for running room.
And he's still
Down inside
going.
the 30.
And
He's
he's going to
gone,
score.
dude. 20.
Wow.
10. Touchdown.
And
Mike
that particular play right
Benavenia.
there, this looks like West York gave up a little bit on defense. That's a great field vision, as we said before, from Mikey Benavega. You can never count him out when he has the ball and he's on the field.
About a 56-yard touchdown run.
I mean, he pretty much
for Mikey Benavenia.
got to around the 30-yard line and pretty much surveyed the field and pretty much went wherever he wanted to go once he chose that direction.
Turned on the burners and was gone. And just like that, 2 big touchdown runs by Mikey Benavenia.
Yeah, Mikey Benavega is really putting his team on his back right now, and York Suburban is starting to show that fight that we wanted to see in the first half. Score now 34-14. They're going for a 2-point conversion, and that's an easy over his head.
Yes.
Over his head.
Brad's pass is time for number 9, Dakota Sue, is incomplete. Our score, Trojans 14, Bulldogs
And your score,
34.
West York 34, York Suburban 14, 8:51 to go. Don't go anywhere, fans.
No, not at all.
The way these teams are scoring now.
And that's easy going to put Mikey Benavega, I believe, around 100 yards this game, or
well
at least
over.
well over 100 yards. Probably one of the better runs I've seen so far this year as far as filming the games. I mean, that was an awesome change of direction. 2 or 3 different times he changed direction and found which way he wanted to go, and it's just off to the races after that. Great job from Mikey Benavega, one of our power players in our power rankings coming into the game. I believe he was at number 7 this year as far as power rankings, and he's showing that he can do everything that we expected him to do.
Oh, yes, he is. He's as good as advertised, as they say.
He is. Puts a lot of work in the off season. I believe he also works with S3 Performance Training with John Turpek and Ron Johnson.
Sponsors, yes.
So, you know, they have a lot of student athletes throughout the county going to S3 Performance Training and getting that work in during the off season.
Jamie Yepes to kick off for the Trojans.
And expect another maybe squib kick, short kick, caught.
Caught down inside the 40-yard line.
38-yard line by number 10, Cheyenne Moore.
Cheyenne Moore with the catch there on the squib
First
kick.
and 10 for the Bulldogs.
And it'll be a first down and 10
39-yard line.
for West York.
Got another update. Dallastown 19, Southwestern 13.
Wow.
Going into the fourth quarter.
Interesting matchup there. Southwestern came into tonight with an undefeated record of 3-0. Dallastown came into the corral with a 1-2 record.
We actually had a Southwestern senior at our dunk contest last night, Seth Sager.
And the running game here by West York looking for running room.
It's
Jesus near side.
Brandon DeJesus on the carry. There is a flag on the
And a
play.
flag that may be a late hit.
Maybe a late hit. I don't know the West York fans or the coaches wanted DeJesus to stay inbounds and let that clock keep running
yes.
versus stop at the clock.
But it could be a personal foul here. We're awaiting word from the officials.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, defense.
Another update. Elizabethtown 27 over Redline 17.
Which we'll see Redline next week at York High.
Be very important for Redline to go in to that York High game with a win and have some confidence, because York High is really having a great season. Well, really, I believe turned around their season last game against Carlisle.
And then, of course, it sounds like they're taking care of business against Northeastern.
They definitely are. And again, want to give a big shout out to Jaheem White, known as Florida, and also Sam Stoner. They're going to go ahead and I believe they broke the records tonight for the all-time passing
and
for Sam Stoner and all-time rusher for Jaheem White. All-time leading in York High history. Mark Walker with the ball again.
Looking downfield. His eyes are downfield,
and he still got the ball out. Was not a negative yardage situation. Great job from Mark Walker. Wasn't much there for him to work with, but at least he got the ball out. Want to also thank Nathaniel Renault for the updates on the live chat. We really appreciate that. And as we said before, West York has that dual quarterback system. We have Isaac Roberts, and you also have Mark Walker coming in and out. And as you can see, number 19, that's Mark Walker right now in the game for the Bulldogs. Had a great season last year as a sophomore, you know, when West York won the county won the county championship and they went off the district. He had a great season in basketball. He's rolling out to his right. Easy throw.
To Brandon DeJesus, and gets hit hard.
Complete to number 24, Brandon DeJesus. CJ Rismiller.
It keeps the clock running right now. Brings up a 3rd down for West York.
And that was a tackle by CJ Rismiller, the freshman, the 5'9" freshman. Very familiar with him. He's only a freshman. My son played with him throughout the season for York Ballers and other teams, but good to see CJ out there, very fast. Expect to see him on a kick return in the next couple years.
Yeah, it was a great job, you know, using his vision to go out there and make that play. You know, this is where guys can come out there and prove what they, you know, show what they got, see what they have to offer. This is a great chance for a lot of these younger guys to really, you know, make an impact out there.
Mark Walker action here. Brandon with another catch.
Number 24, Brandon DeJesus. Result play is a first down.
First down Bulldogs, and how important does that do?
It's very important, but it also stops the clock. And I think the West York coaches want him to stay in bounds no matter what. Stay in bounds.
Keep that clock running.
Well, actually, the clock is still running.
The Trojans' 29-yard line.
29-yard line, a new set of downs for West York, a 20-point lead with just over 7 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. And clearly West York right now in the driver's seat, Tyler.
And despite the fact that you're up 3 touchdowns, Mikey Bettavega has 2 touchdowns on his last 3 carries. So you do not want to give him the ball and give them any hope, because this is high school football. Anything can happen at the end of these games, you know.
And a big pitch there and run to number 5, Sherrard Anderson.
Great job getting to the outside there. And those corners coming up and making the tackle in space, you know, keeping it reasonable. But they're keeping it in bounds. That's what matters. We're going to see if Suburban burns some timeouts coming up here.
Yeah, even on the defensive end, it's starting to seem like York Suburban's starting to wake up a little bit. Took them almost to the 4th quarter to wake up, but they're starting to wake up on the defensive end, and offensively, they're starting to score some touchdowns. So, as Shoney said, you got to kind of watch York Suburban, because you don't want to give them any confidence or any opportunities to kind of jump back into this game.
Just over 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Trips formation near side for West York. Walker scrambling to his left, looking into the end zone. Almost picked off.
Nearly a pickoff. And that's CJ Rismiller we just mentioned.
Rismiller.
CJ is going to be one of those guys. He's only a freshman. He's going to be one of those guys. He's quick, has a lot of speed. He's been playing football for a long time. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to be featured sometime throughout this season, and then definitely next season on the varsity level, CJ Rismiller. He has a sister. I don't know her name right off the top, but I think her name is Janae Rismiller, and she's also a basketball player for York Suburban, varsity player, really good, really good. You know, take an eye out for York Suburban and the Rismillers. Know their father and their mother as well, so really good, nice family. I'd like to see CJ out there getting some time. Number 11, playing DB position.
And that looks like it's going to be a quarterback keeper. It falls down inbounds.
Mark Walker on the keeper.
And that's going to bring up
a 4th down.
A 4th down.
Clock continues to tick, under 6 minutes to go.
And I would assume West York would go ahead and go for it, because this would be pretty much a punt if they don't make it, or if they get the 1st down and pretty much can seal the deal of this game. We want to tell the fans that's tuning in tonight to go ahead and go to our live chat and give us some player of the game nominees. It has been a defensive game, but also some big runs, you know, from both sides, to be honest with you. But West York has been totally dominant in all 3 phases of the game. But we'd like to hear who you believe that may be player of the game.
Yeah, and there's multiple considerations.
Absolutely.
For player of the game, or players of the game. Under pressure.
Isaac Roberts rolls out, finds a guy.
In and out of his hands.
And that's going to get the ball back to York Suburban.
William Baker is incomplete.
And the thing is, what's positive for this West York team you can take away for the rest of the season is your best guy, possibly your speedster, Nico Rice-Phillips, he's only been in about 50% of the game because he's been limited due to injury. So if he heals up and becomes healthy, this West York team could sneak up on somebody in the playoffs because you now have a deep threat who you can go to on the outside, and that could really be a huge game changer, especially with these rollouts. Look at how many times tonight West York has rolled out of the pocket and how many times they brought linemen to the outside to block for this quarterback, for both these quarterbacks tonight. You know, so that's something that we could see down the road. If they get 100% healthy, this West York team could be a deadly force in District 3.
Ratton looking down the seam there to Mikey Benevania, 40, 45, midfield, 45, 40. Looking for running room near 30, 20, 10. He's it.
And wow.
Or did, he may have stepped out of bounds there.
Oh, man, that was so close. You almost, that was so close. You almost had to give him the touchdown, man.
Well, he's
That's
down
about
to
a 74-yard scamper
passing
all the way
catch,
all the way to the 1-yard line, and I believe that might have been a touchdown. He knocked over the pylon, and Mikey Benevane has really turned up.
Wow.
As we said again in the preseason, he was one of our power rankings guys. He was listed at number 7, one of the top 10 players in the YIAA, and he's showing why. He's at the 1-yard line.
1-yard line.
Mikey Benevane, man, he's really putting the team on his back right now.
Big
He's showing
time.
a lot of fight from the Trojans. In a situation like this, you kind of give the ball back to Mikey, have his fullback block for him, and go right up the gut. They're in the I formation, and he walks it in.
In for the score.
No, if not mistaken. Yes, C.J. Rissmiller.
Yes, C.J. Rissmiller with the carry and score.
C.J. the left hand. We just spoke about C.J. and I said again, he's going to be the featured back here sometime during the season, but definitely next year, C.J. is going to be that guy for for York Suburban. Great job from the freshman, C.J. Rissmiller, playing both sides of the ball.
And it looks like York Suburban's offense will stay out for the 2-point conversion.
Trojan 2-point conversion coming up.
Suburban stars 3 times.
And that's an errant pass right there.
Some misdirection there.
Maybe
And the 2-point conversion fails.
a little miscommunication going on between the quarterback and the wide receiver. And Mikey Benevega, man, he's having a great game.
Tell you what, no
Closing in
doubt
on
about it. I mean,
close to 200 yards this game. And it's pretty much been all in the second half.
Clearly, if you're thinking about a player of the game for York Suburban, it would have to be Mikey Benevania, and he's pulled his team back into this. Your score, West York 34, York Suburban 20, 4:47 to go. And what we thought at one point was a comfortable lead for West
York. Yeah, it was a 27-0 lead in the fourth quarter for West York, and just like that,
shifted a little bit here.
It's a two-touchdown game, and it's not over. I mean, it's still a little under 5 minutes to go.
Tyler Stroney pointed out, York Suburban has all 3 timeouts remaining.
And expect another squib kick or maybe onside kick here. And as you can see, West York is lined up for the onside kick. They're in a different formation, ready for any tricks that York Suburban may have. Not a bad kick there.
Yeah, it took a bounce for York Suburban down inside the 25-yard line. Brandon De Jesus with the recovery.
I can't express this enough. There's a lot of freshmen and sophomores on both sides of the ball. You look at some names, I'm looking at myself like, hey, I remember him from middle school, and now these guys are playing varsity. So there's a lot of freshmen and also sophomores on both sides of the ball. You like to see that. We also came into the game saying that these are 2 young emerging teams, and it's going to be a battle between both. And so far, it has been that. On this nice, clear night.
Oh, beautiful night
at West York High School.
And we want to thank the fans for tuning in wherever they may be watching in the comfort of their own home, maybe outside with a fire pit going, watching sports shooting stars.
On the projection screen or something like that, right?
There you go, with their bottled water and popcorn.
And the goal for West York is just to work that clock, and stay in bounds.
Brandon De Jesus with the carry. Bring up a 2nd down and 8 for West York.
It'll be 2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs falls at the 23-yard
I see
line.
some of the fans are on the live chat giving us some
Correction, second down and 11, a loss in that play.
player of the game nominees. Keep them coming. We have Hunter Markley as one of the player of the games. Jay Hunter. We also have an update. New Oxford over Dover, 36-18. That is the final.
New Oxford, big
New
win
Oxford.
tonight against Dover. I believe that moves New Oxford to 3-1 with a win over Dover.
And New Oxford was also one of those teams that were in our power rankings going into the division, going into the preseason. In the preseason, that we picked to be a tough team to beat. West Sugar just burning the time off the clock a little bit.
And a reception there for number 11, Darnell Goring Pollard.
And you would think at this time that York Suburban will call that timeout to stop the clock. Would it be in like third and I
You
believe
called it, yeah.
7.
First time out for York Suburban in the half. 2 remaining for the Trojans.
At Dean's Auto Plaza, we sell trucks as a team. Life is a game of trucks, gentlemen, and the trucks people need are everywhere around us. When you add a free year of roadside assistance and a free 6-month, 7,500-mile powertrain warranty with your truck purchase, it's gonna make a difference to that customer. And when you look at that customer, you'll know they love trucks as much as you. Now, what are you gonna do? Now you know what you need to do. Dean's Auto Plaza. We are Hanover's truck giant.
We're back, sports fans.
And for the fans that watch the Dean's Auto Plaza ad, that's our good friend Bruce Wahlberg. He's a big-time CV
Cumberland Valley.
guy. He's very happy, but he also supports all local teams and in the YIAA and beyond. So big shout out to Bruce Wahlberg.
And a screen there. Brandon DeJesus with running room.
And that's close to
Past
a
the
first
30-yard
down,
line.
but I believe it's about 2 yards short or more.
Be York Suburban's second time out.
We'll check the spot.
And if York Suburban gets the ball back, they're actually in a good position because they've been scoring really fast. Within a minute of having the ball, they have 3 touchdowns.
In big chunks,
Yeah, big
too.
chunks.
No doubt
Two
about
coming
that.
up
Yeah,
after the timeout.
they don't need much time.
They don't.
Their scoring plays, courtesy of
Be
Mikey
sure to join us
Benavenia.
next week for all of our homecoming festivities. Wednesday, September 21st, we'll have our homecoming parade starting at 6 o'clock. We will follow up our parade with a bonfire at the Duck Pond at approximately 7 p.m. On Friday, September 23rd, our
In
football
West
team will
York,
take
we're
on
kind of in the
Cannondale for our
homecoming
homecoming game.
season, and West
Yeah.
York advertising their homecoming next weekend.
Absolutely.
2022 homecoming
York
King
Suburban
and
had
Queen.
theirs last week with a big win
Let's see
over
you there.
York Catholic.
Now, would it be in 4th and 2? Looks like West York has not elected to kick the ball. I can't tell from this angle as of yet as they're going out there. It looks like West York is going to go for
Yeah,
it.
interesting.
At
What do you call
the-
it?
at
X
the
in I
30-yard line.
formation.
Let's see what happens. West York is being very aggressive and decides to go for it. Or it might be
Looks
a
like
hard
West
count.
York may be trying to call them off, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe a hard count.
Timeout,
Bulldogs.
And they will kick the ball.
yes, with 3:25 to go.
Makes you think about that situation over at York High last week where Carlisle was up by a touchdown,
Yeah.
and it was like a 4th and 3 at the 37 or 40-yard line. It didn't kick it away.
Did not kick it away.
26 seconds to go in the game, York High stopped them, got the ball back, and scored within like 12 or
Yes.
14 seconds with the 5th touchdown from Jaheim White.
A few fans did mention that to me. They were very surprised to see Carlisle not punt that ball away, and it was a game changer, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
in a
Cost
lot
them
of
the game, to
ways.
be honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, this is going to be a big one here, Todd. I want to see if they come out here and run it behind this offensive line and give their big boys a shot. Because it looks like they're going to put their offense back out there from what it looks like.
Yeah, we were seeing that high atop the press box here.
And you see who they had back as the punt returner?
Well, number 2.
Well,
yeah,
they're
Mikey
not
Ben-
actually
but,
go. If
yeah,
they
they're-
would have won it for it. Number 2, Mikey Benavega.
Yeah.
4th and 2 for the
4th and
Bulldogs
2,
after
and
timeout.
that offense is out, backs in the I formation, a quarterback keeper, and they're
And that's
trying
enough.
to get that push.
I'm not sure, Todd.
Isaac Roberts at the carry. We will check the spot.
I'm not sure, Todd.
We're awaiting word from the officials. Though.
And from this angle, they might be a few
they
inches
may-
short.
Yeah, and earlier in the game, the West York coaches,
First down.
they're going to have a first down here.
just like that, first down, Bulldogs.
First down, Bulldogs.
How pivotal was that play?
That's a
Bill?
big-time play. Big-time aggressive move and a big-time play.
And who did they run it behind, Todd? Big Slade Moore, the freshman right there, getting in there. He took out that D tackle, and they pushed from behind. They got that first down. It looks like this might put the game away here, Todd, for good.
We got one timeout remaining for York Suburban. 3:10 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
And with a game like this, you know, we always want to recognize certain players, but really this was a collective effort
It
from
really-
all West York players, man, from all phases of the game. They really put it together and put together a nice, sound football game, and you know, pretty much on the verge of walk away with their first
And-
victory since 2020.
20, yes, it's
You know.
hard to believe. And, and tip of the hat to West York's coaching staff and players here coming in tonight and really playing lights out, and much deserved win. Probably for a lot of Bulldog fans, long overdue.
Yes, absolutely. That's
The give to Brandon DeJesus, looking for running room, far side.
Brandon DeJesus on the carry.
And, of course, West York clearly content on running the ball. Looks like York Suburban will call their 3rd and final timeout with 2:34 to go. Again, your score, West
Forgot to
York
give a
34,
and
York
also-
Suburban 20.
I'm sorry, Todd. I also forgot to give a shout out to my mother. She's watching here tonight, Darnella Brown, and also my nephews and nieces. They're watching as well. Elijah, Zahana, and Carmaya. Big shout out to them. They're at my mom's house tonight watching the game. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't get on Grandma's nerves too much.
They're
They know how Uncle Ryan is, so
they're enjoying it,
absolutely.
much like a lot of the West York fans are, particularly tonight here.
Also want to thank
They-
both the ADs for York Suburban and also West York. Cliff Kern, he's someplace, you know,
At a remote location,
remote
right?
location.
An undisclosed location.
He's always hooking us up, making sure the live feed is up and doing well. Also, our videographer, Belinda Morales, she's always here. She stops what she's doing at work and makes sure she's here for every game, puts in 110%, so big shout out to her.
And thank the fans for tuning
Absolutely.
in. And our sponsors as well.
And our sponsors. It's a collective effort. We need everybody to make it work. You know, like I said, we do enjoy coming out to the games and featuring, you know, giving the public pretty much a free service. And, you know, it's a collective effort. And without everybody coming together, then we couldn't make this possible.
Yep, and we want to remind the fans we'll be back on the air next Friday.
Yep.
As we travel to Smalls Athletic Field as York High will host Red Lion in a Division I matchup.
That's a Division I powerhouse matchup because Red Lion and York High has a little bit bad blood between them, and they always play really aggressive against each other. So that should be a really good matchup. Isaac Roberts
Isaac Roberts on the
gets pushed
The
out of
keeper,
bounds
yes.
for number 2, Mikey Benavega. And from all accounts, Todd, I think we are going to have maybe a defensive player be one of our player of the games. We're going to go ahead and interview him and talk to a couple players. I know there's a
Yeah, I think tonight it would probably be worthy of a couple. I mean, this has
Yeah.
been an effort from more than one player.
I got to make sure I get some extra large shirts. I think I only bring the large shirts today, so I need some extra large ones when we recognize some of the defensive players. I want to tell the fans, 2 young teams are going at it tonight, and that's York Suburban and West York. A lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, and juniors on the team.
Back to the
Walker.
running game. Walker
Mark
up
Walker
pass.
on the carry.
And he gets a
And
first
another
down.
first down.
That is a first down for the Bulldogs.
And that was a 3rd and 7. And that was
Yes,
a very
and it was a
crucial
big
play.
run.
And every time so far in this game, when they had to make a big play, and they asked Mark Walker to step up, he done what he had to do. He has a touchdown pass, and right there, he helped seal the deal.
I think some of the coaches here saying, you know, maybe we bring them good luck here, sports
Yeah,
shooting stars,
absolutely,
you know,
man.
as they look to be getting off the schneid here after losing 17 consecutive games. West York's going to move to their first win tonight, going 1-3. Zurich, as West York will kneel the ball here with just over a minute to go.
And they're in victory formation.
Yes, much deserved
And there it is.
tonight.
If you guys can see,
Yeah, you can see,
The
and
fan
they're right in
base.
front of their student section.
the student section showing love. It's been a while since they had a victory.
Yes.
But, you know, things can change overnight. They can start, you know, the rest of the season red hot
Yeah, with
and
this
be a-
win.
and be a real force in the Division II race. For York Suburban, it's back to the drawing board. They got to figure out what they did wrong, what they did right. And, you know, they had a great 4th quarter, but they got to put 4 quarters together if they want to play and be competitive.
And that should be the final play of the game.
And they're
And your
excited.
Score, West York, and rightly so. West York 34, York Suburban 20. Congratulations to Coach Q and the West York Bulldogs on securing their first win here in 2022.
Yeah,
As
love to
both
see
teams
it.
line up at midfield to exchange pleasantries.
And this is another thing that Sports Shooting Stars was a part of. West York's first win in 2 years, pretty much.
2 years.
It was a milestone for them. It was a milestone moment for the West York Bulldogs. They scored a lot
And
of
it'll
points.
be on video from here to perpetuity. How
Absolutely,
about it?
absolutely.
I mean, it's great.
Scored a lot of points, did it at all 3 phases, and they can take this momentum, take it with them throughout the season
Yes.
and get some more victories. I knew West York was going to bounce back, and this may be the catalyst that kind of gets them to that point of bouncing back and being competitive in that D2 race. They did a lot today without one of their playmakers, Amari Davis.
Yeah, we saw Amari early on, and we see him down there on the sideline with crutches. Right now, both teams are going to be, as I said, meeting at midfield, and then they'll break down with their coaching staff. So we're going to break down here from the press box and go down to the field to talk to more than one player of the game, I would imagine, do.
I'm going to go ahead and head down so we start doing that now. So we got the last people here. Want to tell the fans to stick around for the post-game interview. We're going to talk to Coach Q, also a few players from West York, and our player of the game, which is going to be Hunter Markley, and also Darnell Goring Pollard, DGP.
We are making our way down here. The crowd, the fan base here at West York, obviously very happy, very ecstatic
Absolutely.
with their first win after it's been, like you mentioned during the game, a couple years since they
so
tasted
now,
victory.
You know, they can crack that. We can't say that anymore. They're on a 17 losing streak. Right now, they got their first win. They're going to get many more.
It looks like some of the players lining up with the fans here, and we'll be here at about midfield. Kind of a neat moment right now, as you can see some of the players lining up. The coach, obviously, and I know where he can. DGP, and then
Darnell Pollard.
Yeah, and Hunter Markley.
Hunter Markley, yes, sir.
And then
Jackson.
We'll be right here at midfield. Todd Edwards here, midfield. As you can see, a lot of the coaching staff and the players, they're lining up. Rightly so, a big win here tonight. And West York, much deserved with their win as the players are shaking hands with the fans. A 17-game losing streak, quite impressive here tonight for West York to come in here on their home turf and walk away with a W. They'll move to 1-3. The broadcast partner, Du Jones, here, and we are awaiting the players of the game to come down here and join us. Tyler Stroney is here. I tell you what, it looks like a proud moment for the West York fan base here.
Absolutely, we're going to try to get some of the guys real fast. I know they want to go celebrate. It's going to be a good Friday night.
It may be hard for us to get an interview here with the players of the game, and we thank you for staying tuned here post-game. Tyler Stroney's doing your best. You're doing your best, right, to gather up some of the players and
some of the players are coming over right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, a happy time and a joyous occasion right now for the West York Bulldogs, who of course went 0-10 last year, pick up their first win here tonight. Let's welcome him in. Let's get him in.
Here's the guys,
here, man.
How's it going?
Hunter Markley's here. Congratulations. Big win, man, tonight. Come on in here. The camera's right here, gentlemen. Talk to the fans, first of all, about tonight's win. Your first win of the year. How's it feel?
Feels good. It's been a while.
No doubt about it. I mean, it's been, about 2 years, and you guys should be proud. You see the fan base here. What went into the game plan against York Suburban tonight, defensively?
It was just, we ran a fist.
I got you. So basically, we were seeing a lot of movement on Mikey, a lot of giving up the ball. So we was trying to focus our defense around him, making sure that we stopped him first.
We'll get Coach Q in here
Coach
as well.
Q, come in here as well.
Come on
Great
in,
job,
join
Coach.
the fray.
Great job.
Wow, I tell you what,
Hey,
this crowd is ecstatic here. Your home base here. Take it away here with Coach Q.
Well, Coach Q, going into this game, you guys had somewhat of a losing streak going into this game. You keep the guys' morale up. How is it to win a game like this and do it on all phases as far as defense, offense, and also the special teams? Well, that's why we had Jackson Ferber here as well, as a freshman picking up a touchdown and running it in.
Yeah, well, we focus on special teams throughout the week. We're making an important part of what we're doing. But really, just keeping these guys motivated, week in and week out. We just find something different to hang our hat on and get them to focus on and make them believe that, we're going to take the next step in our journey in this process. And they believed it, they bought into it, and it showed tonight.
Yeah, I can tell, like I said, your fans are really, very loyal, faithful fans that came out to support you guys. They stick around afterwards. But during halftime, what were some of the things you were telling your guys up 27-0 at halftime, and then, for them to start chipping back into the game? What was you telling the guys to keep them focused?
Yeah, so it wasn't over, obviously. They have a fantastic running back over there, and Mike Veterenga, and, we knew it was only a matter of time before he was going to, get his runs in. And so we just had to stay composed when those things happen, because we kind of traditionally have had a little letdown when big plays happen, but we actually came back and made a big play of our own. So we just told the guys to stay the course and made a few adjustments at halftime that actually really helped us with our special teams and also on our defense.
And it was a collective effort from all your players tonight. But can you tell us a little bit about Darnell, Jackson, and also Hunter? Hunter was actually voted as our player of the game by the fans. And like I said, Darnell did a great job, a lot of pass deflections and catching the ball, being all over the place. Jackson doing a great job playing inside linebacker as a freshman and picking up that touchdown run on the special teams. Just give us a little bit about these guys and what you expect from them throughout the season.
As you guys know about West York, we have no problems playing freshmen when they're up to the task, and he certainly is that, especially at an inside linebacker position. You don't see that very often in a freshman high school football player that can step into that role. So we're really happy about what he's contributing to the team. As far as Darnell is concerned, he's our Mr. Everything. We can put him in any position. I mean, you guys saw him last year. He played some quarterback. He plays receiver. Any skill position that we ask him to play, he goes and does it. And he wants the ball, and he's hungry for the ball, and and we're smart if we get him the ball. So as far as Hunter is concerned, he's just kind of a man beast on both sides of the ball when it comes to the line. He just really enjoys hitting people. So we give him every opportunity that we can to do that. And we move him around a little bit too, just so that he can so he can focus in on a couple of players that we may identify on film that we think we may be able to take advantage of.
Absolutely. You guys did a great job, man.
No
like I said, I think you did a good job also bringing in Mark Walker as your dual quarterback as far as switching guys in and out and just showing them a different look. But, Darnell, we're live on screen. We're live on TV right now. You want to say anything to anybody that's watching?
I love the fans, bro. Y'all all show support from the beginning all the way to the end. Even when we was losing, it's been 2 years. Y'all show support all the way through, and I love y'all for that.
That's what's up,
Hunter,
man.
anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, it's been 2 years, like he said. It's been a while, and they're all still here.
No doubt, they're still there. How about the freshmen? Anything you'd like to say, Jackson?
Just thank you for supporting. Love y'all.
No doubt about it. Well deserved. You can see your teammates. We'll let you get back to celebrating here tonight. Much deserved. Congratulations, gentlemen, on the big win. Continued success. Okay, buddy. Take care. Hey, how you doing, Coach? Good job, man. How you doing? Yes. How are you, man? Congrats.
Feels great, man.
Yeah. How you doing? Hey, how you feeling? I mean, we have Amari Davis down here on crutches. I mean, the big touchdown run. How do you feel?
I'm just glad other guys stepped up, and I'm gonna heal up and get ready for next week. We got another big game, homecoming on the way. We want that game too. We hungry.
You got to play good, look good, and feel good, right? And blood on your uniform, and I'll tell you what, gutted it out tonight. Amari Davis right here.
It was a tough one, guys, but we pulled through. I'm proud of the guys who came in and stepped up when I went down. And, we got to get ready for next week, and we got to go up from here.
No doubt about it.
All right, we got Anthony Walters right here, coming in, number 56. Give another quick shout out. Like I said, great game. I'm saying, what was the mindset? At the end of the game, coming in and knowing this was going to be a victory, and you guys walk away with a victory after 2 years.
Man, it was hard, but I'm just glad we got the dub, man. I've been chasing it for a while now.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So congratulations. Hey, we're live right now. You want to say anything to anybody that's watching up top there?
Man, it's tap bad. We're going to win the next 6 games.
Yes, sir, man. We're going to win the table.
And look. Come on, Mom. Mom, I got my biggest supporter over here.
Okay.
Yeah, Mom.
There it is.
Where we at?
Right there.
That's my son. That's my son right here. Good job, boy.
Congratulations, guys.
All right, thank you. Look.
Yeah, no doubt. Good job, man.
And one guy I want to talk to is my former teammate, Jacob Mitchell. Jacob, you had 2 sacks tonight. You came in here this summer. You just grinded in the weight room. You put in work. Talk about your journey here and what it's like to finally, be on the field tonight, balling out with these guys. These guys are your brothers out here.
You know, man, just the future's unpredictable, man. And when, you got to face adversity every day. And when people don't advocate for you, you got to advocate for yourself and put you in the best situation possible, man. This offseason has been a journey, man, and going from Central to Catholic, and then I brought it home to West York, because I had to find out where my brothers were, where my true brothers were. And I'm glad that, these guys took me in from day one, and it feels great to win after all this, man. Yes,
man, congrats, Jake. I want you to go out and celebrate tonight. And I got Mr. Speedster, Mr. Sonic right here.
Speed Demon.
Hey, you were a little banged up this week. You didn't know if you were gonna play at all. You came out here, you gave it your all. You were on defense a bit too. You're gonna get healthier as the season goes on. So talk about what this team can be. Can they sneak up on somebody in the playoffs? You guys have a chance to go on a run here. Talk about that.
Yes, sir. I think this team can really be something special. I think everybody looks at the team from last year and automatically thinks it's an automatic W and we're just some scrubs. But we play with heart and we have a lot of talent and we've proven that tonight. And I think as time progresses, we can continue showing that. And I promise you, just be patient.
Hey, Nico, give us some details, man, some stats about, as far as track and where you're at in the state. I know you sent me some stuff online, but let's go ahead and give people that's watching right now a little preview of what you're going to be doing this year.
I just picked up my first Division I offer about last week from Indiana Tech. Thank you. My boys right here.
Yeah, you got Ron Anderson, you got Brandon DeJesus.
Good job.
Good job. Helped me out in the county with our relay team. We almost broke our school record. I broke my school record for the 200, and I ran at New Balance Nationals. And so this year, I'm looking to break all my school records and, come home a state champion and maybe a national champion. So.
All right, that's what's up, man. Keep plugging away, man. Keep doing your thing. And we have DeJesus.
We got DeJesus right here.
Come on in.
Let me tell you something. This guy comes from a great football family. The last time you guys had a win like this on the field was actually when your brother was playing here. So talk about that tonight. Coming out here, beating a really good Suburban team. You had a lot of great plays tonight. Talk about being out there on the field tonight.
I feel great, man. I wouldn't want to be behind anybody else besides my men. We've been going at it a while. We put in work day in, day out, and I'm happy it finally paid off.
I want to talk about your O-line and the young man Slade Moore out there. Talk about running behind a young man like that, the power that O-line had tonight. You guys really trusted your O-line to bring it home tonight. Talk about that.
Man, after every run I was thanking my line, man. Slade, he's a great kid. He's a freshman. I can't wait to see what he does after we leave.
Outstanding. Do anything.
Hey, great job, guys. Go celebrate your teammates, man.
Go
Friday
celebrate
night,
with
man.
your fans.
We'll be back here soon to
man.
get with you guys again, man.
Congratulations. Big runs out there. Oh, good job, man.
Congratulations, man.
Yep,
Congratulations.
Take care.
Congratulations.
Well, take care, man. Good job.
Yeah.
You what a moment here. I mean,
they're excited,
sometimes
man.
Sometimes you just let the players enjoy the moments.
Every now and again, it gets a lot of guys out here.
This is the moment. Yes, this is the moment. I mean, these guys. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what they need. That's what they need. So West York
this could propel them onto.
They were so hyped up, they didn't even get to play the game.
We got any pictures with them, but
we did with Tyler.
Maybe Tyler did, but we appreciate you, the fans, and there you go. Tyler showed me some pictures. Social media. But a big win tonight, and
big
much
win for
deserved to West York.
They're excited. They're happy. Their fans are happy. That's what they needed. I mean, to go almost 2 seasons without a win, I mean, any win is going to be great. It's great to do it against a rival as far as what York Suburban, at their home field. Great job from West York. Tune in next week as we'll be at York High versus Redline, which is going to be another great game.
Division I matchup. Tyler will be there. You'll be myself and
Marcellus may be there as well.
Marcellus may be back. So have yourself a great night and week, and we'll be back next week with more with Sports Shooting Stars.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bring the game to you.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter.